All right, Broncos country, we are live. Be sure to leave a like on this stream before we officially get started, as well as subscribe to the channel if you have yet to do so. I would really appreciate it. Those are two free and easy ways to show your support, helps tell YouTube's algorithm to push us out, and helps us get seen by more and more members of Broncos country just like you and me. Welcome in, Broncos country, to the Denver Broncos Syndicate live stream of the 7-6 Denver Broncos versus the 9-4 Detroit Lions from Ford Field in downtown Detroit, Michigan. I am your host, Gage Madrid. Let's just go ahead and get a few people streaming on in here before we officially get started. We've got David Gilbert in the house, who says early, so David must have popped in here a while ago. We got Bobby Bottoms in the house saying, let's go, baby. Don't forget to like the video as soon as you get in here. Absolutely. Bobby already knows what's up. This is a very big matchup for this Denver Broncos team, especially after the last two games in the Saturday slate really didn't go the Denver Broncos' way, as the Minnesota Vikings lost to the Cincinnati Bengals, and then the Pittsburgh Steelers lost to the Indianapolis Colts. However, with a win tonight, the Denver Broncos can insert themselves into the 7th seed in the NFL playoffs. So, in theory, win, we get in, and we just have to fight to get out at this point. So, this game has a lot of playoff implications on the line. Earlier along, I said that the Denver Broncos could afford to give this game, and they still can if they win out on all of their final games. But in order to keep their hopes alive for winning the AFC West, as well as just their best chances to at least clinch a wild card spot, the Denver Broncos have to win this game tonight in Detroit. We've got Fight for Freedom in the house saying, excited to watch you again. Thank you so much, Fight for Freedom. Excited to have you in for the stream tonight. So, we already talked about in the pregame stream how I think this Denver Broncos defense is going to go about attacking this Detroit Lions offense. I talked about how this team may have to adjust their game plan a little bit because I fear that Ben Johnson is going to have a plan to take care of Vance Joseph's really aggressive, blitz-heavy game plan defensively. I think that Vance Joseph might have to play a little bit more zone coverage in this game than he really wants to, and guys are going to have to be really mentally sound and mentally disciplined on the back end in order to avoid breakdowns in coverage, because the Lions do have weapons that can exploit those breakdowns in coverage. Their wide receivers, they've got four really strong guys. They've got Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams, they've got Josh Reynolds, who's got really good connection with Jared Goff from their time together in Los Angeles with the Rams. And then they've also got former Bronco Khalif Raymond, who was a UDFA with us back in 2016 out of Holy Cross. He's a speedster. He's a burner. All four of those guys are guys that Denver Broncos defenders are really going to have to watch out for in this game. Sam Laporta, their stud rookie tight end out of Iowa, tight end U, has been a big factor for this Lions passing game. And then their two running backs as well in David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. The Broncos are really going to have their work cut out for them against this high-flying Lions offense that's looking to get back on track after having a relatively rough into November and start to December. They had a really disappointing loss last week in Chicago. They're hoping to try to avoid that again this week. We got David in the house saying, last time we played Detroit, it was in Denver, and it was remembering DT88, and we won. Yep, I was at that game. I definitely remember it well. Bobby says, sound up, please. I am working on that right now for you. Hopefully that sounds better. Let me know if that sounds better, if I need to adjust it any further. All right, guys, so it looks like we've got about 10 minutes until game time officially gets underway from the Motor City. It is a very electrified crowd there in Detroit. Now, moving into how I think this Denver Broncos offense is going to attack this Detroit defense. Detroit has really had some struggles defensively. It's really been the Detroit fighting Aiden Hutchinsons on that side of the ball. They don't really have guys outside of Aiden Hutchinson that have produced at a high level on defense. Alex Anzalone, one of their linebackers, is solid. They've also got Tracy Walker, who's an okay safety, but outside of that, this Detroit Lions defense is fairly devoid of high-end NFL talent, and that has been a big problem for this team. And schematically, they've had some real issues with their play caller, Aaron Glenn. So this could be a game where Aaron Glenn is fighting for his future with the Detroit Lions. If they have another defensive meltdown tonight, I'm not saying they'll fire him in season, but I could very well see them parting ways with him at the end of the season if their defense is what ultimately causes Detroit to underachieve as we move into the postseason. But this is a must-win game really for both teams tonight, but I think Denver is going to come in there super duper hungry. I do worry about some of the matchups that this Denver Broncos team is going to have to deal with tonight, but I do think this Broncos team is going to bring the energy, bring the juice, and they are going to fight, scratch, and claw on every single down in this matchup. We've got Antelope in the house, also known as Maverick, saying, "What's up, Gage? Good to see you, man. Hope you are doing well." All right, guys, we are in commercial break right now. We are treated to Kevin Harlan calling this game for the Denver Broncos. So it's always a treat getting to hear Kevin Harlan, one of the best announcers in the entire sport. So that's going to be really, really fun. Him and Trent Green pairing up for this one. The Denver Broncos then will be returning home next week on Christmas Eve night, another NFL Network exclusive game. That one will be called by Rich Eisen and Kurt Warner against the New England Patriots. That's going to be a really fun matchup. I'm hoping it snows that night. David says, "I'm worried about every game." Absolutely, you have to be worried about every game. The Denver Broncos are having a one game at a time mindset right now, and that's the only mindset that you can afford to have. The Broncos have had that mindset really ever since the Green Bay Packers game, so this is nothing new for the Denver Broncos, this sort of playoff style football. Other teams are just now getting into that brand of football when it's turning into December, the weather's getting colder, teams are starting to run the ball more, play more sound defense. That's how the Denver Broncos have been winning for the past 7-8 weeks now. So in theory, the Broncos should be really well prepared for this game, and I'm really confident in Sean Payton being familiar with some of the tendencies that this Detroit Lions defense likes to do, because Aaron Glenn was a defensive assistant in New Orleans, and then offensively, although I don't believe Ben Johnson and Sean Payton ever worked together, you know that this whole matchup has been really studied heavily by Vance Joseph, and it's going to be sort of a chess match between Vance Joseph and Ben Johnson, who could both be potentially head coaching candidates as we head into this offseason cycle. Ben Johnson certainly is, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if Vance Joseph gets an interview or two, because he's done such a good job turning around this Denver Broncos defense. We've got Five Nights at Freddy's in the house saying, "Where do we stand playoff-wise if we win?" So coming over here to the NFL playoff simulator, if the Denver Broncos get a win today, I'll go ahead and just remove all of this real quick. If the Denver Broncos get a win today, their playoff chances will be at about 65%. The Broncos, depending on how outcomes go throughout the week, can get their playoff odds risen all the way up into the 70s. However, if they lose this game, their playoff odds will drop down into the 20s, which is obviously far from where they want to be. So the Broncos are treating this like a must-win mandatory game for them. And if they go in there with that kind of mindset, I don't see any reason why they can't win. I do have on the side of caution the Detroit Lions winning this game, but I could very easily see a scenario where it's flipped around and the Denver Broncos win. I had the score 31-24 Detroit Lions, but again, if that's flipped around and it's 31-24 Denver, I will be obviously quite happy, and I wouldn't be surprised at all, quite frankly. I'm just kind of erring on the side of caution for this one. All right, guys, looks like they are officially getting ready to transition over to the broadcast. I'll bring in the game audio in just a second, make sure that everything is all good on that side. David says, "Only reason is it's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're getting." It's true. Tony says, "Hey, Gage, how you doing, Tony? Good to see you." Looks like they're predicting right now on NFL Network. Let's see who we're going with here. I'll bring the audio here. All right, Colleen Wolf going with the Lions 27-21. The Broncos cannot afford to settle for field goals in this game. They're going to have to score touchdowns because I feel like the Lions are going to score touchdowns. Marcus Robinson has the Denver Broncos winning 29-28, and then Maurice Jones-Drew, he's going with the Lions 28-24. So, again, guys, the Denver Broncos offensively may have to be in a little bit of a shootout here because I worry that Ben Johnson's going to come out with a strong game plan to counter what the Broncos like to do defensively. And this game may fall on Russell Wilson. I think this is a more favorable matchup for Russell Wilson and the Broncos offense than the Houston Texans is because Houston low-key has a pretty strong amount of talent on defense. The Detroit Lions don't really have that outside of Aiden Hutchinson. On the edge rush side of things, they're going to chip whatever side Aiden Hutchinson's on with Adam Troutman and or Chris Manhertz, and I basically feel like they're going to force Detroit to have somebody else beat Denver defensively up front, and they just don't really have the horses to do that right now. We're going to have to race offensively, Antelope says. Tony says, don't like this matchup, but I have an enormous amount of faith in Sean Payton. That's how I feel, and I really feel like this is a matchup, obviously, that in previous regimes under Nathaniel Hackett, Vance Joseph, Vic Fangio, the Broncos would have probably lost this game and completely collapsed. We wouldn't have even been in this position at this point of the season. I feel like the Denver Broncos have the coaching to win this game. It's going to be put on test today, and if they overcome this test, then I feel really, really confident about the Denver Broncos going into the postseason and maybe even being able to sneak out a road win in the playoffs because the Broncos have the right formula to win in the playoffs, playing good defense, running the football, so on and so forth. We got Von Miller Express in the house saying, hello, Broncos Syndicate. How are you doing, Gage? Hope you had a good week, buddy. Go Broncos. He's going 21-17 Broncos. So a little bit on the lower end of the score than what I'm anticipating, but I definitely feel like that's also very well in the realm of possibilities. Bobby says, dude, Houston's pass rush was insane that game. It really was, especially Will Anderson. Mike McGlinchey was on an island at times with Will Anderson. I think the Broncos have learned their lesson with that, and they're not going to depend on Mike McGlinchey to be on his own in pass protection going against Aiden Hutchinson. You know, schematically, that Aaron Glenn's going to try to match up their best pass rusher, Aiden Hutchinson, in the Broncos' weakest offensive lineman in Mike McGlinchey. I think that Sean Payton may have the upper hand there in terms of his plan to neutralize that. Bronco fan says, we need to stop that run game. If we don't, we are screwed. I actually really agree with that because the Detroit Lions, I feel like the most common way to counter the blitz, obviously, is by running the football. And the Broncos are going to, at least at the start of the game, come out and come aggressive and start blitzing early and often, I feel like. The Lions may want to come out and try to establish the tempo early and often and try to go downfield, run it down Denver's throat. I don't see a scenario where Denver gets the ball first because the Broncos always defer when they win the coin toss, and I'll bet that Detroit will want the ball if they win the coin toss just to establish that tempo offensively early. So we'll see what happens there. All right, guys, we are officially live from Detroit. What? Yeah. David says, if we lose this one and we win the next 3, 10-7, we double what we had last season. 10-7 might get us in. It most likely will. Again, though, this game just gives us a little bit of cushion because heading into these next 3 weeks, if we don't win this game, the next 3 games are must-wins for the Denver Broncos, basically. They will have to win out if they do not win this game. Let me know, guys, if the audio is all good, if I need to adjust anything there with Kevin Harlan and Trent Green on the call. Jared Goff, basically 3,450 yards passing this season, having a really strong year, but over the last few weeks, he's had 9 turnovers in the last 4 games, so that's been a bit of a bugaboo for Jared Goff. The Lions are hoping to get that past them, but this Denver Broncos defense, as we all know, is prone to forcing turnovers with their aggressive style of play. So the Lions are hoping to avoid that trend, but the Broncos are hoping to extend that trend. Yeah, exactly. I mean, the fact that this is an NFC game is the reason why this game is one that we can, in theory, kind of afford to give. But obviously with Cincinnati kind of working their way back into the playoff hunt these past few weeks, it makes this game that much more important. If we win, we will go far into the playoffs, DJ says. I feel like the Broncos have the formula to go deep into the playoffs. They really do. If not them, who else? Name me a team in the AFC the Denver Broncos are better than outside the Baltimore Ravens. I can't really name one. So the Denver Broncos have the potential to go far in the playoffs. They really do. Vaughn Miller says, let's go Broncos. Hey, everybody, push that like button. We have the best commentator on YouTube. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Mario says, Green Bay and Bears beat them. Let's have a great game, guys. Again, this Detroit team is very much beatable. All right. We have had the flip of the coin. The Lions won the toss, it seems, and they want the ball. So it is going to be this Lions offense to start off. Denver Broncos defensively. Let's see what they have to bring. Tony says, Judy needs to show up tonight, man. Give Sutton some damn help. All right, Will Lutz to kick it off, and here we go from the Motor City. Craig Reynolds will bring it out of the end zone. Reynolds across the 20 and just across the 25-yard line to the 26. And that will bring on Jared Goff and this Detroit Lions offense. Yep, thank you so much, Vaughn. I appreciate you. I definitely will try to remember to shut everything off for the commercials. I appreciate that. All right. Jared Goff under center to begin. Play action for him. Has a lot of time. Jonathan Cooper finally giving some pressure. Goff flushed out to the sideline and finally has to throw it away. Caught by, maybe it looked like Vance Joseph on the sideline. 2nd down and 10 for the Detroit Lions. Last 7 games for the Lions, Jared Goff has 10 giveaways, 7 interceptions, 3 lost fumbles. Broncos are looking to extend that trend today. 2nd down and 10. Goff dropping back, fires to the outside left, and that is complete to Amon-Ra St. Brown, who breaks a tackle and finally brought down by P.J. Locke and Alex Singleton, close to the midfield logo. So right away, the Detroit Lions get Amon-Ra St. Brown involved in the passing game. Let's see what happened on the back end here. Yep, just beats P.J. Locke on an out route, ends up breaking a tackle from Locke and gets inside the 40-yard line to about the 45. Not great so far. First down and 10, Jared Goff is in the gun, 2 receivers set to the right side. Now he moves back under center. Play action for Goff, who is rolling right, looking to go deep, and it is batted away. Justin Simmons on Jamison Williams. Excellent coverage, getting the PBU on that one. Perfect textbook technique right there from number 31. Closes in and gets that left hand on the ball. Just, you cannot do it any better than that, man. That is a big-time play from the best safety in the game, Justin Simmons. 2nd down and 10. From the 46-yard line. Goff swings it out to Montgomery, who makes Jonathan Cooper almost miss, and he's finally brought down at the 50-yard line for a gain of 4. And that's exactly what the Denver Broncos are hoping to avoid, is the Lions getting their running backs involved in the passing game with David Montgomery and also Jahmyr Gibbs, the first-round pick out of Alabama. They've also got Sam Laporta, the stud rookie tight end out of Iowa, to worry about. So this is a big, big matchup offensively that the Denver Broncos are going to have to defend. 3rd down and 6 now for the midfield stripe. Goff swings it, and it's incomplete. He missed the throw there. Drew Sanders covering David Montgomery, but that was an errant pass right there from Jared Goff, and the Detroit Lions offense stalls, and they will punt it away. Good stand right there defensively. Vance Joseph brought the pressure. Detroit actually did a pretty good job of picking it up, but that wasn't even a batted pass. It was just a bad throw from Goff. So 4th down and 6. Here is Jack Fox to punt it away, one of the best in the business, sending it down to one of the best return men in the business in Marvin Mims. Fox's kick. Lets it go, and it'll go out of bounds. Looks like inside the 10, or just outside of it. Actually, they're going to give us some pretty generous field position there. At the 15-yard line is where they say it went out of bounds. And that is where we will see Russell Wilson and the Broncos offense for their first drive. So we do our job defensively, and the best part is we're going to get the ball to start the second half. Let's see if offensively we can go downfield and milk some clock on our opening drive, get the run game going. This could be a game with a Lions weakened secondary where we finally see a breakout game from Marvin Mims. Maybe we see Brandon Johnson get more involved. I think the Broncos may start to pivot a little bit more away from Jerry Jeudy in this game just because of the undependability of his game. Obviously, last week having the critical drop and then the play where he didn't drag his feet in the end zone to score that touchdown against the Chargers. So I think that this may be a game where we see more and more Brandon Johnson and Marvin Mims and less Jerry Jeudy. Bobby says, go defense, baby. Simmons' breakup was amazing. Bronco fan says, I wouldn't be surprised if we take a deep shot. That could also be possible. But I honestly kind of want to go on a physical, just gutsy drive where we run the ball and take like 7 minutes off the clock. That would be a more ideal outcome for me. But if we score, I quite frankly don't care how it gets done. As long as we can put 7 on the board and get that early lead right out the gate, then I will be completely happy however it gets done. Simmons with that big play, Five Nights at Freddy's says. Antelope says, come on, offense. I'm going to have to get used to that new name, dude. I'm probably still going to end up calling you Antelope. Von Miller says, I agree, 99. Go deep on the first play. I mean, we'll see what happens. Let's see how aggressive Sean Payton wants to be here. The Lions defense does play a lot of too high coverage, which is a little bit more akin to running the football. So again, we'll see what happens, but it's also akin to splitting the safeties with a deep post downfield with somebody like Marvin Mims. The reason why I feel like Marvin Mims hasn't been showcased as much on offense, or really I don't even feel that way, that's just what the data shows, he's not getting open on routes that often outside of go routes. So who knows, if the Lions come out and play some single high press man coverage, which they don't do often, but they could very well do, that's the opportunity to go for the jugular and take your shot on a go route with Marvin Mims. All right, we are back, guys. Broadcast giving Jaquan McMillan some love right there, who's been one of the best nickel corners in the game this season. Broncos are all too familiar with finding undrafted gym nickel corners with Chris Harris Jr. We may have found ourselves another one here with Jaquan McMillan. All right, Broncos begin. They actually move it all the way up to the 29-yard line. There must have been a penalty or something. And getting behind the defense is Jerry Jeudy on a slant. RPO, Jerry Jeudy into Detroit territory and all the way down to the 30-yard line. Well, Jerry Jeudy makes me eat my words on the first play. They get him involved right away, but there is laundry. And it looks like it's going to be ineligible man downfield on the Broncos, which is going to bring it back. That sucks. That sucks. The Broncos get a big explosive play. Oh, there is no foul on the play. Let's go. No foul on the play. All right. So the Broncos right away with a big strike to Jerry Jeudy inside the 30-yard line of the Detroit Lions. Again, it's just a little RPO glance route right there, a 5-step slant. Jeudy gets behind the secondary, and Denver just takes advantage of this Lions leaky defense right away, man. There's Aaron Glenn, the Lions defensive coordinator. There's 12.5 left to go in the first quarter. 31-yard line of the Detroit Lions. And they're going to run a little reverse here. Marvin Mims making some guys go with him inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. Tackled there by Alex Anzalone. Really, Mims kind of tackled Anzalone on that play. Ed asked, why did they throw the flag? They thought there was an offensive lineman downfield, but they picked up the flag, so we're all good there. Offense is starting off really, really good. All right. First down and 10 now from the 20. An explosive start for this Denver Broncos team, and that is blown up, and it looks like Jaleel McLaughlin smartly dropped it. That was blown up right there by the rookie Khalil Dorsey. Second down and 10. Broncos had a 4-receiver set to the left-hand side, but it looked like somebody blew their block. It might have been Humphrey. And McLaughlin has no chance on that one. He actually does the smart thing and drops it. Saves the lost yardage. Now it's 2nd down and 10. Get back on track here on this play. Looks like we're going to run it. No play action. Russell's in trouble, and he is sacked. The ball is free. It's Detroit ball. He is going. Isaiah Buggs, the big defensive lineman, comes up with it, and he takes it down near the 30-yard line. Oh, my God. Oh, no. Right away, Russell Wilson with a killer turnover. Let's see if this is going to stand. Make sure he's not down. I hope he's down. Oh, no. Oh, that ball's definitely out. No doubt about that. That is a killer turnover for the Denver Broncos. Russell doesn't sense the pressure right there from the DB, Ifeatu Melifonwu. Oh, my God, dude. Crap. That's exactly what you cannot afford to do, and you put your defense in a bad situation. They're already in Denver territory at the 37-yard line. Swing it out to Jamison Williams, and a good play right there by Josie Jewell. No gain. Josie blows him up at the line of scrimmage. Oh, man. Russ does not even sense the pressure there and just gets completely blown up. He's got terrible ball security in those situations, man. Bronco fan says, why can't we just run the ball? You tell me. My biggest worry, Tony says, Russ not protecting the ball. For the 36, 2nd down and 9, they're going to run it. And David Montgomery gets 4 there. 3rd down and about 5 for the Lions. Jonathan Harris making the tackle on that play. 10 minutes and 50 seconds in the first quarter. You've got good field position. Run it and at least get 3. I mean, it's absolutely. You're on the 20-yard line. It's 3rd down and 5, and that's Russell Wilson's 5th fumble of the season. Goff alone in the gun. Stepping up, and he goes down. DJ Jones with the sack. And that might have knocked him out of field goal range. So, once again, Russell Wilson turns the ball over, but the defense is able to bail us out. This is going to be a long field goal or a punt. Let's see what they do here. Big sack right there by DJ Jones. Vance Joseph once again brings the heat on 3rd down. Oh, thank God we have this defense, man. Yep, they're going to punt this thing away. Lucky. And did I mention lucky? Here's Fox. Trying to pin Denver back deep, and Mims lets this one go, and it bounces into the end zone for a touchback. There we go. So not a very good net punt right there for the Lions, and Denver will take over at the 20-yard line. Saved by the D, man. God. I mean, it looked like Russell didn't slide the protection to the side. He didn't even sense the blitzing DB on that play. Let me go ahead and try to find a replay here, see what happened. Oh, Christ, Russell. No, it's play action, and they know they've got a free rusher, I think. What the hell even happened here? All right, so I think... We'll bring it in. I think they're trying to leak out here to the flat and try to hit, I believe that's Humphrey in the flat. The read is just not there, and the design of the play was to leave this DB as a free flyer, and at this point, the play's dead, but Russell cannot take the sack there. You got to just put 2 hands on the football and protect the ball in that situation. You're still in field goal range even if you take that sack, dude. Just put 2 hands on the ball and freaking protect it. Instead, he, launches one of his hands out. I don't even know what the hell he's doing on that. That's just bad ball security from Russell Wilson. Put 2 hands on the ball and just go down if the play is dead. It's that simple. And Russell doesn't do it, and it costs the Denver Broncos at least 3 points right there, but saved by the defense as per usual. Fumble didn't cost us, David said. Yep, super lucky because we have got such a good defense. Gabe says, Russ already has my blood boiling. Me too, brother, me too. Joaquin says, hello all, was at the Chargers game last week. Back home to yell at Wilson again this week with you all. Yeah, man, looks like we're starting early today too. Okay, well, get that out of the way early. Now Russ will be more cautious the rest of the game, hopefully. You're lucky we got Sean Payton, Ed says. Yeah, 100%. 100%. And we're also lucky we've got the defense that we have. God, man. Russell cannot continue to keep putting the ball in harm's way like that. Just put two hands on the ball and go down. They have to use McLaughlin better. He's too fast to be getting stopped like that. I agree. Play action screens, man. There are easier ways to get McLaughlin involved. What about Jerry Jeudy? He did have a really nice play on the opening offensive possession, on the opening play. And on the first snap, they're going to run it, and lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage right there is tackle made by, I believe it was Malcolm Rodriguez. Quinn Miners back in the offensive lineup after exiting in the second half last week in Los Angeles with a heart issue. Had to go to the hospital, but he is all good now, thankfully. Had some arrhythmia, and apparently it was starting to resolve itself even in the ambulance on the way to the hospital. So a very good sign there for him. Second down and 10. Wilson going deep, and it is nearly intercepted. Lucky not to be picked off there. Kirby Joseph undercuts that one, and it's third down. And this Detroit defense is kind of making a statement here. And they don't give Mike McGlinchey any help. He's one-on-one on that play with freaking Aiden Hutchinson. And Russ nearly gets his arm hit on that one. It kind of comes out funny. Now it's third down and 9. The offense continues to just shoot themselves in the foot. Pressure coming. Wilson stepping up. Wilson has nowhere to go. Wilson looking. Wilson keeping the play alive. Throws incomplete. Trying to go for Jerry Jeudy. Good coverage there by the Lions. Russ had nowhere to go, it appeared. It's fourth down. Denver, second possession. They have to punt after a turnover on their first possession. And you continue to put your defense in bad situations. Let's see. Russ, he's got nowhere to go there. Absolutely nowhere. He's trying to extend the play. That's a really good job defensively there by the Lions. Fourth down now, and here's Riley Dixon's first punt of the game. Backing him up to the 30, and he's going to return it. And, oh, nice tackle. Riley Moss. Oh, what a play by Moss, man. Defense and special teams have been really sound so far. Offensively, not so much. Game should be 3-0 Denver, but, yeah, obviously, terrible turnover there in the red zone by Russell Wilson. Inexcusable. Cannot happen. You would think they would block Hutchinson, but no. You've got to give Mike McGlinchey some damn help, man. You have to give him help. You've got to slide a tight end over there. You've got to put Manhurts over there. You've got to put Troutman over there. Give McGlinchey some damn help. Joaquin says, hello. How are you doing, Joaquin? Good to see you. Oh, obviously you already said hi. Sorry. That was a clean pocket. Watch the replay. Yeah, no, I wasn't talking about the third down. I was talking about the one where Russell stepped up and missed and almost threw the interception. I believe that was the second down play. That was the one that McGlinchey whiffed on. That's the one that I was talking about there. This one was a clean pocket. It was just really good coverage, and Russ tried to extend the play, and the Lions actually really held sound there on their back end, on their coverage there. They ran with the Broncos receivers pretty much the whole way. Russ had nowhere to go. He tried to get it to Jeudy on that one, at least give him a chance, but no dice. Now would be a very good time for this Denver Broncos defense to force one of those turnovers. But on the play where Russell Wilson takes that sack and sack fumble, man, that's just one where you've got to put two hands on the ball and live to fight another day. He had a clean pocket to step into. Yeah, he did. Or are you talking on the on that play? I mean, that's one where it's just frustrating, and you want to see him do that. I'll have to see a replay on that one. I thought at that point he just hit the bottom of his drop back, and he was already dead from what I had thought. He came on McGlinchey quick, but held up. Russ created that pressure. Okay, I'll trust you on that one. That's frustrating. All right. Patrick should be on Brown the entire game. That's just not how the Denver Broncos call their defense. PS2 doesn't really travel. No, the third down, I thought Russell Wilson had a clean pocket. It was the second down where... Okay, yeah, I'll just have to go rewatch it. So meanwhile, that was a nice run there by Jahmyr Gibbs on first down. Drew Sanders with a missed tackle. Another missed tackle. Looked like maybe from Jaquan McMillan. Finally caught there by Fabian Moreau. Yeah, it was Jaquan. Second down and 2. Gibbs up the right side, and Gibbs has a first down inside the 45 to the 46. And the Lions are starting to ride that run game, and there's a flag. Holding. Let's go. It's on Graham Glasgow, our old friend. Back in Detroit after spending the last 3 seasons with the Denver Broncos. He is their starting right guard. Yep. He is very clearly holding Zach Allen on that play. That's what sprung Gibbs free on that one. Big fan of Graham Glasgow. Really, really like his game. Really, really like him as a person. And seems like he's found a real... I mean, he's back home, but a real home again in Detroit. 2nd and 12. Goff stepping up, fires, and it's complete. Nice clean pocket there for him to step up and find Jamison Williams. And Williams has a first down. Tackle made right there by Justin Simmons.
It all starts with the pass protection. The amount of time that Goff has, he's looking to the right, comes back.
Yep, Goff has all day on that one. Anthony says, no BS tonight, Russ. I mean it. Unfortunately, he already got off to an early start on that one. Play action. Goff fires. Comeback route complete. Alex Singleton covering Khalif Raymond. Yeah, that's the matchup we totally want. Not. You put Alex Singleton on the speedy Khalif Raymond? What? What? Oh, that's frustrating. First down and 10. Gibbs up the gut. Gain of 3. Alan, where's the dog? Oh, okay. No, just... 2nd down and 8. That linebacker coverage stuff is what Vic would call. It's true. Twist coming up front, and Goff finds a man in the flat in Jahmyr Gibbs, but he's got nowhere to go on that one. Pushed out of bounds by Fabian Moreau. Lost a yard on that play. 3rd down and 9. There's Ben Johnson. Lions' brilliant young offensive coordinator, most likely is going to be a head coach this next coming season. They're going to say 3rd down and 10. Would be cool to force them out of field goal range again. It certainly would. Well, they're already not even in field goal range. Yeah, it's at the 49-yard line. Third and 10. Overthrown! Jamison Williams was completely overthrown on that one. PS2 in coverage. Williams had a step. PS2 did have some safety help over the top there. But just tick off on the throw there from Goff. Now it's 4th down. Once again, our defense is able to hold, man. They are the true MVP of this team. I can see Ben Johnson with the Chargers next season. I could very easily see that. That is probably one of the top spots for him. However, again, the Chargers, I feel like, is a fool's gold job because, yes, they've got a franchise quarterback, but they've got cheap, incompetent ownership that is not willing to put their resources where they need to go in order to successfully invest in their team. So I personally feel like the Ben Johnson may look to avoid the Chargers job in this scenario. I could very easily see that somebody like somewhere like Buffalo, if they do indeed move on from Sean McDermott, which I think they're going to, because I think Buffalo is going to have a royal collapse as we go into the latter part of December, and they're going to miss the playoffs. I feel very much like Sean McDermott is the John Fox to that team, and he is what is holding that team back from being Super Bowl contenders. So I feel like Ben Johnson could be a very strong candidate for Buffalo if they move on from Sean McDermott. Carolina is a name that's been thrown around, but I don't think that that would be a very good spot for him for very similar reasons. They've got incompetent ownership. So, yeah, man, I think that the Chargers are almost like a fool's gold job for almost every coaching candidate, and that's why the Chargers fail to net good coaches, in my opinion, and they always are stuck with these second-tier hires like the Mike McCoys, the Anthony Lynn's, and the Brandon Staley's of the world. Teddy Bridgewater is planning to retire after this season. Yep, he sure is. He sure is. Congrats to Teddy on a hell of a career, man. Obviously had to deal with a lot of adversity, but overcame it. That was the real theme of Teddy's career, was overcoming adversity. Always a big fan of Teddy's when he came to Denver. Back then, I was definitely kind of a crazed Drew Lock stan. Kind of embarrassed to admit that now, and I didn't give Teddy the proper respect that he deserved for being the Broncos quarterback. I've always had a ton of respect for Teddy Bridgewater as a human being, but I didn't really get the true chance to appreciate Teddy Bridgewater for that season because I was so enamored on seeing Drew Lock play. And then when he finally did play, that's when I finally realized that Drew Lock was never going to be the Broncos franchise quarterback. So Teddy Bridgewater is a guy that I will always have a lot of fond memories of in the NFL, both pre and post Denver. And congrats to him. He's going to pursue a high school coaching career after this. So I'm really, really excited to see what happens with him moving forward. So he's going to return to his hometown of Miami. He may coach his alma mater high school. I'm not sure which school he's playing to coach, but I'm very happy for Teddy, man. Good for him. Do you believe Bill would consider a Chargers gig? I don't. I think Bill might be done if he moves on from the Patriots. The dude's freaking... How old's Bill now? He is 71. Yeah, man, this might be it for Bill, honestly. If we don't get past the Lions, I'm not going to underestimate the Patriots. Step on their necks and keep it there until the game ends. Absolutely. I have too. I've heard other analysts talk about that. It's been kind of the talk of the town, but I personally don't see it. 2nd down and 8. Williams up the gut and gain of about 3 there. 3rd down. Cowboy? What?
Technically 3.
Yeah. My grandma's crazy chihuahua. If you hear anything that sounds like growling in the background, that's him. 3rd down and 5. From the 21, and guess who moved early? And they blow it dead. False start, Mike McGlinchey. What else is new? This offense continues to shoot themselves in the foot. False start, offense number 69. One step forward, 2 steps back, man. And it's always on the road when the Broncos are in that silent snap count. He never flinches when they're at home. You gotta work on your timing on your silent count, man. 3rd down and 9. From the 16. Marvin Mims goes in motion to the left side. Uh-oh, Wilson in trouble. Wilson flushed. Wilson along the sideline, complete. Cortland Sutton. Sutton makes a move, and he is out of bounds. Good job maintaining his footwork there and staying in bounds. What a job by Russell Wilson creating the play. React to a big play, Allen. You're good. First and 10 now from the 40. What a play by Russ and a great job of concentration there by Sutton. Pirine up the gut. His first touch of the day gets 6 yards. Tackle made right there by Alex Anzalone, linebacker for the Lions. For a Chihuahua, that's very quiet. Usually they bark at anything. Oh, for him, that's quiet. Trust me. When he gets going, you'll know. Public enemy number 1 is my toes. 2nd down and 4. Wilson under center. It's Williams grinding forward for maybe a yard. 3rd down. Ifeatu Melifonwu makes the tackle there for the Lions. Just under 2 minutes left in the first quarter. 3rd down and 4 now from the 46. Wilson fires complete. Oh, no. Ball comes out. And they're going to say incomplete. Yep, didn't secure it cleanly. Adam Troutman. Oh, man, that's close. Lucky, man. Another punt coming for Denver. You continue to put your defense in bad situations. 4th down and 4. You cannot continue to lean on. Into the end zone. Touchback. That's frustrating. This offense, man, 1 step forward with the big play and then 2 steps back. You got a punt. Absolutely killer right there, man. Yeah, that let's see that hit again. That is a little questionable. Let's see. I thought it looked questionable in real time. I didn't want to call it. Here, hold on. I'll go ahead and pull up a replay like this. Boring game so far. True, but hey, Broncos are still very much in it. All right.
Trying to make a mass substitution, get Hutchinson back on the field for 3rd down.
Play over again. Run the ball. That opens up the passing. That's a good throw. And, all right. First angle. Oh, yeah. That's definitely helmet to helmet. Oh, there's not even any doubt on that one. Jesus Christ. I don't think it necessarily matters if it's the crown, though. I think that should have been a foul by the law of the land. Here, I'll bring it in. It's not really the crown, but I still think by the law of the land this is a penalty. Yeah. That should have been a penalty right there.
He could be the greatest in the league this season.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's questionable officiating. It's not leading with the crown of the helmet, but it is leading with the helmet. All right, minute 38 left in the first quarter. Lions ball from the 20-yard line. And they're going to run it, and Denver gives up a pretty decent run right there, gain of about 6 or 7. Got to get some more consistent penetration up front in the run game, man. They give him 6, second down and 4 from the 26. Goff moves back under center. 2 tight ends for the Lions. To the left side, Montgomery lowering his shoulder, first down inside the 30 to the 31. Of course, Broncos trying to mimic what the Lions did last season. Last year, the Lions started 1 of 6, won 8 of their last 10. Broncos have started 1 and 5 and have since won 6 of their last 7. So another first down there for the Lions. This is probably going to be the last play of the first quarter. Play action. Goff fires over the middle, and that is complete. He got Sam Laporta there matched up on, looked like Fabian Moreau. First down, just a little play action glance route right there. Actually, kind of just more like a play action dig route, little in-breaker. And they're going to hold him up, the officials are. Let's see if they snap it. They don't. And so that is the end of the first quarter. The Lions are driving here. So third possession offensively for the Lions. Denver has had the ball twice. First possession results, or they've had the ball 3 times. First possession resulted in a punt, or first possession resulted in a turnover. Next 2 resulted in a punt. English is hard, folks. That's the reason why I'm not in public speaking full time. Wouldn't be surprised if this is a touchdown drive. I mean, you can't depend on your defense to hold up on every single drive, man. You've got to give them help. And the Broncos offense has not done that to this point. Yep, and that's what happens. You knew the Lions were going to get the run game involved, and the Broncos, even throughout the course of their last 7 weeks, they have still had issues defending the run. Ben Johnson knew that coming into this week, and he's dialed up a really good game plan for it so far. Lions looking to get some points here on this drive and potentially open this thing up. Got to get 25 more involved. What's wrong with the 33? I mean, at this point, it just feels like he doesn't quite have the same burst and explosiveness. He's not seeing cutback lanes. That's kind of an issue with Javonte Williams. He's dependent at this point on just being kind of a physical downhill runner, and the Broncos need a little bit more of a dynamic rushing game than that. I think it might just be you, Bobby, unless I'm not sure, because I still think we're live. Let me check. It might be my internet, to be honest. Second down and 10. Goff. Little throw into the outside there. That is complete to number 19. I'm not sure who that is. Okay, cool. Yeah, it might be my internet, to be honest, Bobby. I'm not sure. Down in 6. Goff stepping up, fires, diving for the first down is the tight end, Sam Laporta. He also goes down now with shoestring tackling, unlike his breaking tackling pre-injury. Yeah, very true. It's a little choppy, Ed says. Yeah, unfortunately, that's probably just my internet. First and 10, play action. Firing over the middle, and that is complete. Another first down, and the Lions are marching. Kind of skipping on and off, but not too bad. All right. Yeah, again, my apartment's internet just isn't the greatest. First down and 10. From the 19-yard line now of the Broncos. Jared Goff is in the gun. Drifting backwards and has a completion in the flat. It's Sam Laporta breaking tackles inside the 10. Sam Laporta diving into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. That is frustrating, man. More broken tackles on defense. Appreciate that, Joaquin. Yep. And then they just leak Laporta out. That is great play design right there, man. Gets completely lost right there. Does one of the Broncos defenders, and Laporta has nobody near him. Good job breaking tackles there. Welcome in, Janet. Good to see you. Hope you are doing well. Extra point is good, and the Detroit Lions lead 7-0, 12:31 in the second quarter. That is bad defense, man. Great play design offensively, but it's also bad tackling. Just like Antelope says. That's just frustrating, man. Well, our D doesn't get any time to rest. Offense is 3 and out every single time. Man, it's so frustrating that this team is so dependent on their defense. You cannot depend on them to hold up on every single drive. I'm not even mad that the defense gave that up because they need some damn help. Broncos should, at bare minimum, have 3 points on the board right now, arguably even more than that, but they just consistently shoot themselves in the foot on offense. Could be 21-0, but thankfully it isn't. Yeah, and that's because we've got an elite defense. Thank our lucky stars. You can't even be mad about drives like that. You really can't, because your offense is doing nothing to help your defense out. Your offensive line's not playing well. Your quarterback's not playing well. The play calling has been questionable, to say the least. But I guess, yeah, that was Josie Jewell who missed that tackle there. Freaking terrible, dude. Terrible. Good God. You've got him. You just got to force him out of bounds. What the hell, dude? Seriously. All right, we gotta get ourselves together here, man, quick, because Detroit is starting to feel the momentum. That building is electric. They smell blood. They smell blood. The Broncos have to respond. Vaughn says, we definitely got to draft defense in this upcoming draft. We need linebacker help desperately. Linebacker help. You need some safety help, probably a little bit more long-term. You definitely need another boundary corner alongside Pat Surtain. And then offensively, you need a tight end. I think those are the biggest needs right now for the Broncos. Oh, and defensive line. You're way too soft and squishy up front. And that's what allows these big runs. That's a big problem, man. You've got to get some better penetration up front in the defensive run game. And that starts with getting a few more of those big boys to really clog those holes. They're picking on Moreau. It could be a long night for him. Yep. And that is why the Broncos need to address boundary corner this offseason. Yeah, apologies for my crappy apartment internet, guys. All right, touchback. 1st and 10 for the Broncos from the 25-yard line. We need to get some damn points on the board. Yep. Devin and Joaquin both agree. They are soft and squishy. They really are. Gabe says, I'm doing everything I can not to hate Russ. It's been frustrating. This should be a 7-7 game. Game is still in reach, and it looks like we're dropping frames again. Sorry, guys. Oh, I know why we're dropping frames. There we go. I had YouTube TV up, that's why. 1st and 10. Play action. Russ gets blasted! Oh, man. Big hit right there, man. I said it all along. Russell Wilson is not the answer. We're going to be desperate for the next 5 years if he stays as our quarterback. It can't be It's going to be a shit show. He can't even get over 20 yards. Or over 200 yards. Oh, man. 2nd and 10. From the 25. Run it. Trying to cut back to the outside. And nowhere to go, Javonte Williams. Losing 4 yards. Guess what? Another 3rd down and long. And this Lions defense is starting to smell momentum. I used to take my son to Detroit every year for the Thanksgiving game. Ford Field is so fun on Thanksgiving. I bet. That's awesome. Vaughn says, can I be your son, Janet? Seriously. That sounds so much fun. 3rd and 13 now for Russell and the Broncos. We're 1 for 3 so far on 3rd down and conversions. You can never expect them to convert a 3rd down and freaking long. Wilson eating up right there. Another sack. Detroit is starting to dominate. God, man, this offense sucks. Yep. Interior pressure gets home. Ben Powers gets beat bad on that one. Yeehaw. Russ tries to dip out of it, but Ben Powers just got whooped on that one. And Detroit is going to let that one go. Khalif Raymond, the ex-Bronco, returning that one. Gets a pretty decent return on it. Some good field position there for Detroit. Oh, my God, dude. Ben Powers got absolutely destroyed on that. That one isn't even on Russ. Good Lord, man. So, the unit that we expect to be the weakness coming in, the Detroit Lions defense, is now absolutely dominating this Broncos offense. Our offensive line is getting manhandled up front. Russell's not playing well. Receivers aren't getting open. Yeah, just all around bad. That was indeed on Powers, Bobby. That was terrible pass protection. Russ didn't even have a chance on that play. Oh, my God. They are getting just destroyed in the trenches. Broncos right now are kind of looking like frauds up front. The offensive line is having a terrible evening so far. McGlinchey had a bad rep. That was a terrible rep by Powers. Gabe says Powers looking like Dalton Reisner on that play. Literally, dude. Literally. I mean, that he looked like a turnstile on that play. Oh my God, that was embarrassing. I take back my earlier comment. We got to draft a quarterback. Man, it's also frustrating when some of these expensive investments on your offensive line aren't delivering the proper return on said investment. Cough, McGlinchey. I mean, Powers has been mostly consistent throughout the year, but that was just that was a bad rep. And on top of that, this Detroit crowd is just roaring in there. So it's making things really, really hard for this Broncos offense to properly and efficiently communicate. So that just makes the problem even worse. Oh, man, that's frustrating. 4 drives so far. Fumble, punt, punt, punt. I keep hoping for a playoff run and staying positive, but it really isn't a reality with our offense. Thing is they actually do have a chance still, even if they lose this game, man. But Patriots coming into town next week. The way our offense is playing, man, ooh, that might be an even tougher matchup than anticipated. That fumble changed everything, and defense still held 3 more times before giving up a touchdown. I mean, yeah, and right there, man, you can only expect him to hold up for so long. A beautiful throw right there. Jared Goff to Josh Reynolds working on PS2. Dialing up some pressure on first down, leaving PS2 on an island, and that's just a gorgeous throw. Back shoulder. That is beautiful right there. That showcases the chemistry between Goff and Reynolds. Those two have been teammates for a long time, both in Los Angeles as well as Detroit. Goff's carving us up, 12 of 16 for 140 yards. From the 41-yard line now, Gibbs to the left side. Gibbs outracing Josie Jewell, and Gibbs is finally forced out of bounds near the 20. And Detroit is in position to score again. Janet Russ had a fumble on the opening drive. It was a 3rd down sack on a dead play where he should have just put 2 hands on the ball and gone down. Instead, he kind of leaves the ball out exposed, and Detroit's able to strip it from him. That's been a big problem for us throughout the entire year. 1st down and 10 from the 20. Little fake there, and that is blown up. They were trying to run a screen, and DJ Jones sniffed that one out. Well done there by DJ. 2nd down, loss of 6. Once again, man, our defense just continues to bail our offense out. Minnesota lost fired up Detroit fans tailgating, almost guaranteed their division, and they smell blood in the water right now. They're actually going to say loss of 7, 2nd down and 17. Backed up to the 27-yard line, going outside, complete. Jamison Williams breaking tackles, and Jamison Williams with a 1st down and goal at the 8-yard line, gain of 19. Dude. Moreau's got to make that tackle! Dude! Moreau got put on a blender on that. Oh my God! He's got to make that. Oh, he's out of bounds. Oh no, that was after he'd already gotten the 1st down. Damn it. 14 or 18 now for Jared Goff. He's killing this team. Over the middle, broken up.
All right.
Good play in the end zone by P.J. Locke. 2nd and goal. Press coverage right there. And working on Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's a great play. 2nd down and goal. Nice to see we still can't tackle. Over the middle, touchdown, Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs. Exactly what we were worried about. Lions utilizing their running backs as receivers out of the backfield. Detroit takes a 2-score lead, 8:15 in the second quarter. Our offense has been able to do nothing so far, and our defense has now given up back-to-back scores.
Excellent play call and play design against the perfect defense to attack it.
Russ is not unlimited tonight unless for unlimited turnovers. Here's Michael Badgley, the Lions' backup kicker who was signed from the practice squad. The kick is good. 14-0. Terrible start for the Broncos, man. You can't even be mad at your defense. You really can't. Your offense gives you no help, puts you in these bad situations, and this is exactly what happens. This is in no way, shape, or form on the Broncos defense right now. This is on the offense for giving them no help. Yeah, I think like 1 first down, maybe. Let's see. 3 first downs. Detroit has 12. That's unacceptable. That is unacceptable. Russell's 2 for 7 for 63 yards. Marvin Mims is our leading rusher so far with 11 yards. The Broncos just complete unwillingness to run the football, and the fact that they're way too squishy up front in this game against an opponent that you have no business being soft and squishy up front against. Dude. And then on top of that, you got Fabian Moreau getting cooked out there, missing tackles left and right, getting burned in coverage. Oh my God, man. This team is so freaking infuriating. See if they can get back into this game, man. It's all going to start by scoring on this drive. If it goes up to 21-0, then you're dead. Dolphins game all over again. Oh, God. Need to run with P. Ryan. Looks so much better right now. Yep, I agree. And again, if I were P. Ryan, I would not be happy with the way I'm being used right now. I would not be happy at all. All right, man. Seriously, you still have a chance to get back into this damn game. Cannot let it get out of hand. '49ers would destroy us along with Baltimore. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I guess we're just enjoying what might be at the end of the season. All right, here we go.
1993, 30 years since they won their division. It was called then the NFC Central. NFL only had 28 teams.
Thank you guys to everyone who's tuning in right now. Really appreciate you guys. All right. 8:15 in the second quarter.
Back to the beginning of last year when they were 1-6, they finished 8-2.
Broncos have got to fight, man. Got to get back into this. Jack Fox, the punter, will kick it away.
Beat the defending Super Bowl champions on opening night. It's the kickoff and Mims.
Why not pull Russ and see what you got in the second string? It might change things up. Jarrett Stidham is not going to win you a football game, dude.
Good special teams. And here's
Jarrett Stidham he's got a lot of the same flaws as Russ. In fact, he's got some even more glaring flaws than Russ. He stares receivers down. The only plus side is he's mobile, but I don't think that Sean Payton's going to do that. Broncos are still well in playoff chase. They're not going to pull Russ.
streaming on mobile with NFL Plus.
Gotta take some pressure off. Gotta run the football, and McLaughlin's in on the first drive, or on the first play of the drive. From the 21-yard line, Wilson under center, offset eye to the left. Straight drop back and a swing to McLaughlin, who makes a man miss. Jaleel McLaughlin surging forward and gains 8. There you go.
From Iowa, gain of 8 on the play, and then he put the ball at the 29. Not sure who's down for the Lions.
And Lions have a man down. That looks like Malcolm Rodriguez.
Barnes is down.
Oh no, it's Derek Barnes. Some of the pressure that Russ has been under tonight has been self-induced, but some of it also has not been self-induced. DH. I think that Russell Wilson has had a couple of plays where you can definitely put it on him, but there were a couple others that's just like, oh god, the protection is not going to hold up. Sorry, my monitor's being stupid here. Oh, come on. I need to get a new monitor, guys. There we go.
Just another way to save with the personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The backup quarterback in Cincinnati is looking good. Yeah, I've seen Jarrett Stidham play with this team in training camp. I watched him closely every single day and in the preseason. Only time he looked good was against the Rams' fourth stringers, who were not even practice squad level players. Let's just be honest here. That was the only time Jarrett Stidham looked halfway competent. The rest of the preseason, he did not look like a backup caliber quarterback. Throughout pretty much the majority of training camp, Ben DiNucci was outplaying him. Broncos are ride or die this season with Russell Wilson. And because it's a 2-year deal for Stidham, he'll probably be back next year to be the backup for whoever you bring in. But I don't know, man. That Jarrett Stidham signing, in my opinion, was not a very wise one.
It's the NFL. Everybody get excited.
We're talking about those epic matchups.
Welcome to Frankfurt, Germany.
And instant classics. And all the inside loadout. No easy wins in the NFL. Your team.
Did you watch the play action? Russ had a defender on his hip as soon as he turned around. Yeah, but he needs to just double clutch the ball at that point. Go down, live to fight another down. You're in field goal range. You got to preserve at least the 3 points. He stuck the ball out like a loaf of bread and left it exposed. You can't do that. That's on Russ.
They were looking at initially, and they're going to take him back to the locker room. They've got 5 in the secondary. They've not replaced Barnes. A 2nd and 2 coming up for the Denver Broncos.
Quite frankly, Vaughn, I don't care how many yards Russ throws for. I just want him to look like a starting caliber quarterback consistently on film, and he doesn't. 2nd down and 2. McLaughlin tries to cut up field, and he gets stopped short, only a gain of 1.
Stop made by Melifonwu.
Need Benito's speed rush tonight. Losing him, huge loss him getting injured. I agree. We talked about that in the pregame as well. And thus far, utilizing Drew Sanders on the edge has not been able to fill that void. It was dumb to even sign Russ. They did it to sell tickets and fill the stadium. Russ has been washed. Seattle knew better. Every GM in the NFL at that time would have made that trade and signed him to that deal. Meanwhile, 3rd down and 1. Let's see if he got there. I don't think he did. They're going to say 4th down. Yep, it was a QB sneak, and Russ did not get there. Ooh, man, Jack Campbell comes in like a heat-seeking missile right there. Nice play by the Lions defense. Just not enough surge up front, man. Fourth and 1, they go. Russ leaps and gets it. 1st down. So Sean Payton knows being down 14, basically, you've got to get it there. And, uh-oh. McGlinchey is down. And he is going to go down to a knee. So with McGlinchey down, Cam Fleming now comes in at right tackle. I'm curious to see if this might actually go better for the Broncos, honestly. I actually really think Cam Fleming can play at a high level. Last year, at various points, I thought he was the Broncos' best offensive lineman. Really great job bringing him in as a depth signing by George Payton, in my opinion. And so let's see if Cam Fleming can maybe bring in a higher level of play at right tackle than McGlinchey. Let's see. First down and 10. Denver now has 4 first downs on today compared to 12 for Detroit. Why did they bring up Danucci from the practice squad? To give him a game check, to kind of reward him for all the hard work he's done this year. So if he's been called up, he'll get a game check even though he's inactive. Also possibly to give him some accrued games. That way he can have vested years under his belt to get pensions, benefits, stuff like that after he retires. Did Russ fall off a cliff? Has he always been this bad and was bailed out? No, definitely never was this bad in Seattle. Russell Wilson played elite level football from 2015 to 2020. Like top 3 quarterback play. Literally was one of the best. Russ in his heyday could go out there and compete with the best of them. Unfortunately, what really kind of started the downhill spiral for Russ was a finger injury that he suffered in 2021 against the Los Angeles Rams. He tore ligaments in his middle finger, and his accuracy has never been the same since then, honestly. I feel like that injury has really permanently affected Russ, and then with age, his mobility has just not been the same. Meanwhile, it's 3rd down and 10. From the 32. Lions coming with some heat. Melifonwu's coming. Russ has to get rid of it. And it's incomplete. Good defense from the Lions there. It's 4th down. And once again, Denver has to punt it away. Good Lord. They bring the safety from downhill on this one. Russ has really nowhere to go. He could have maybe gotten it to Humphrey, but it wouldn't have gotten the first down. So Russ just has to throw it away. He had nowhere to go beyond the line of scrimmage. When Russ threw that interception to New England on the goal line in the Super Bowl, that cooked him. I disagree with that. Russ had some of his best years of his career after that point. This offense stinks, still not giving our defense enough support. Absolutely, man. You can't even be mad at your defense for giving up 14 points when they are consistently put in bad situations. They're gassed, they're tired. Devin says J.J. McCarthy, the rookie or the quarterback out of Michigan. That's definitely in the realm of possibilities, I feel like. It certainly is. Javonte isn't running hard anymore. I can't stand it. Got to get Pirine in there, man. This offensive play calling has been questionable, to say the least. I can't watch any more of this. I can't take this anymore. 1st and 10 now from the 19-yard line. Running for gain of 2 there. Nice tackle made by Browning, Singleton, and Jewell. Little convoy of Broncos there, limiting David Montgomery to a gain of 2. We saw one team come back from a 2-score deficit in the early slate today. Let's see if the Broncos can mimic that. 2nd down and 8. Actually, we saw two teams do it. Over the middle, and that looked like another first down right there for Amon-Ra St. Brown. This isn't a playoff offense. If we get there, we're getting embarrassed. Hey, man, I'd rather get there and get embarrassed than not get there at all, but that's just me. You'd have the national media no longer be able to say the Broncos have a 7-year playoff drought, or would be 8 years going into that. I'd take that all day long. Play action. Goff gets hit. Incomplete. Good defense. Second down. 3 minutes left in the second. Go down 21-zip, and we're in trouble. See if our defense can bail us out. That was a nice first down play right there. Rushing Jared Goff on that. Nearly got home. Look, I like Russ, but he's not worth the money. He's a game manager at this point, and he's certainly not worth his extension. We'll be drafting somebody this year. I agree, and I think there's still the conversation to be had about the Broncos moving on from Russell this offseason. Even if they make the playoffs, and over the middle, first down and more, Amon-Ra St. Brown. And the defense is starting to waver. That just gets behind the soft zone right there. Little RPO it looked like. First and 10 now from the 42. Shifted out wide is St. Brown. They run it up the middle with Montgomery. And he has a 7-yard gain. And the Lions are in business. I can't stand the way Russ plays. I appreciate his heart and work ethic. Absolutely. You can never question Russell Wilson's heart, his dedication, what he gives to the game. But his play style in his later years, unfortunately, just doesn't feel like it's sustainable long-term anymore. You guys in the chat don't seem to understand the issue this evening. If you're watching the game, what exactly is Russ supposed to do with the amount of pressure he's seeing every single play? I mean, it's not every single play. I mean, he's getting under pressure a lot more often than he should, don't get me wrong. But I will also say some of that pressure is him literally walking into and moving towards the defenders who are, or the offensive linemen who are getting beat, and the defenders coming in to sack him. That's an issue that you cannot have. Russell has to be a lot better at navigating the pocket in those situations. You can't expect your offensive line to hold up. It's not exclusively a Russell Wilson issue, and it's not exclusively an offensive line issue. It's both. Second down and 2. Lions have literally the best offensive line in football outside of the Philadelphia Eagles. They may even be a touch better than the Eagles right now. Denver wants to build that, but quite frankly, when you don't draft an offensive tackle since 2017 and you just fail to really adequately build in the trenches, you end up signing these expensive free agents like McGlinchey and Powers that don't really give you a fair return on your investment. So this is an issue that, yes, don't get me wrong, it's an offensive line issue by the Denver Broncos, but having a quarterback that isn't really akin to playing behind an offensive line like that, it just only exacerbates the issue. So again, it's not a mutually exclusive offensive line issue or Russell Wilson issue. It is both. Just like Gabe says, when he has a clean pocket, he holds the ball or he bails early. Bailing the pocket early was one of the biggest problems that Drew Lock had, and one of the biggest reasons why he never developed into a starting caliber NFL quarterback. I actually thought that some of that got better over the course of his couple of years in Seattle. Like, I was relatively impressed with what I saw from Drew Lock against the San Francisco 49ers, but there's just way too many flaws with Russell Wilson's style of play as he enters his age 35 season next year, man. Those issues are only going to get worse. The Broncos cannot afford to pay Russell Wilson over $50 million because, again, if he is on the roster by day 4 of the 2024 league year, his 2025 salary, that I believe is $56 million, becomes fully guaranteed, every penny of it. The Broncos at this point, I've gone back and forth on this for some time now, but I'm starting to become pretty adamant that even if the Broncos make the playoffs, I think the best move for this team long-term is to move on and reset at quarterback, bring in someone like J.J. McCarthy. It may be a situation like the Buffalo Bills where They made the playoffs in 2017 under Tyrod Taylor. They trade up in the draft to get Josh Allen, and they end up missing the playoffs in Allen's rookie year. That may be the case for the Broncos, but it may set them up for a following year in 2025 where we look at the Broncos as a legitimate long-term contender that could sustain their success for multiple years like Buffalo has been able to do. So I really feel like that's where things are with the Denver Broncos. Russell Wilson, he is definitely the best quarterback the Broncos have had since Peyton Manning, but he's also not the quarterback that's going to carry the Broncos to their next Lombardi trophy. All things considered, this is a solid offensive line. A normal quarterback can stand tall in a collapsing pocket and fire. Russell cannot. And that's a deficiency with Russell Wilson's height. It's something you don't really realize, especially until you see Russell Wilson play in person. 3rd down and 1. And 1st down for David Montgomery. Inside the 30 to the 29. Gain of 4. We're just continuing to get gashed up front. Lions are now in position to take a 3-score lead heading into halftime. And I don't know why Denver isn't thinking about using their timeouts here either. 1st and 10, another run. Montgomery, more broken tackles inside the 22, the 19, gain of 11. Good God, man. Lions are committing to the ground and pound game, and it's working. This Broncos run defense has been a weakness for this team even throughout the course of these past 7 weeks. Play action, Goff, flat route, Williams, stiff arm on Jaquan McMillan, who catches him from behind, limiting him to a fairly short gain. Clock continues to run. Denver's content probably to let this go to halftime. Just get into the locker room and freaking regroup. You can't get Russell that much money when he can't even throw for 300 yards a game. Again, I don't care how many yards Russell throws for. I just want him to look like a competent NFL-level quarterback. Remember when we got Okun from Seattle and he was bad? Of course. That was one of the bigger free agent busts from the Broncos. Russ plays better at home, but I don't know if we can win at Vegas, so probably 9-8. That Vegas game definitely looks a lot tougher now after what they did to the Chargers, hanging 63 points on them. That team is playing hard. They're playing tough. They clearly are fighting for their interim head coach in Antonio Pierce. That one's concerning. Even this New England game coming up is really concerning for me. It really is, because Bill Belichick still is one of the better defensive schematic artists in the NFL. I worry he's going to have a plan to exploit Russell Wilson's weaknesses, much like what Aaron freaking Glenn is doing in this game. 2nd down and 7. Goff, offline, incomplete. Looking for St. Brown in the end zone, who had a step on Jaquan McMillan. 3rd down and 7. Jaquan having a conversation there with the official. It's crazy how you can feel the momentum of the game. It's crazy how you can feel how the momentum of the game is going. It's true, man. The fumble swung the momentum after the big Judy play. We were rolling, Gabe said. Yep. 3rd down and 7. From the 15-yard line. Goff, touchdown. Diving in is Amon-Ra St. Brown. And the Lions lead 21-0 heading into halftime. This is getting ugly. Broncos better come out firing. They get the ball to start the second half. They have been one of the worst teams coming out of halftime in the NFL in terms of scoring points on their first possession out. They cannot continue that in this game. If they don't get 7 points coming out of halftime, they're cooked. They're done. 21-0. 19 seconds left in the second quarter. Jesus Christ, man. If they don't score on their opening possession in the second half, it's done. It's donezo. Oh, man. Yep, very pathetic. Yep, this team's showing no fight, no will, no discipline. They're playing terrible on defense. The whole momentum of that game changed on that fumble on the opening drive. All of it. Yeah, that last drive was just a full display of bad defense all the way around, man. Bad tackling, poor rallying to the ball, no coverage up the middle. I mean, they're playing, looked like a split safety coverage on that one. Anthony says, I was all excited for what? This team's got to flip a switch quick. Wouldn't be surprised if we see Sean Payton come out and just take a knee right now. Oh, my God. Again, guys, Broncos do get the ball to go out of halftime. Yep, Russ drops to a knee. 21-0 going into halftime. You got to go in there. You got to regroup. Sean will have a script dialed up for the opening plays of the second half. You gotta get points on the board, man. All right, Broncos country. I'm going to go ahead and transition over for the halftime intermission. Be sure to keep it right here for second half action. Hopefully we can turn this around and make this a more competitive football game. And until next time, guys, I will see you on the other side of the halftime. I am your host, Gage Madrid. We will be back. All right, Broncos country. Let's see if this team can get their stuff together here. We are back, Broncos country. Let me get to the right scene here. Jesus Christ. There we go. Welcome back in, everyone, for second half action. Denver Broncos versus Detroit Lions. The Broncos currently trail 21-0 in a first half that was thoroughly dominated by the Detroit Lions. Let's just go ahead and get a few people slipping on back in here before we get back underway for second half action. We still have some people active in the chat. We got Gabe, we got Dante, we got All Things Considered, we got Bobby, Von Miller Express. Thank you guys to everyone who has tuned in to the stream so far. If you guys could just do me a big favor and leave a like on the stream, as well as subscribe to the channel if you have yet to do so, I would really appreciate it, guys. Those are two free and easy ways to show your support and help tell YouTube to push all this content out. It helps the channel get seen by more and more members of this Broncos country family, just like you and me. A very frustrating first half, guys, where the Detroit Lions had over 270 yards of offense in comparison to the Denver Broncos' 75 yards of offense. The Broncos have been unable to really get anything going on offense. The momentum of the game completely shifted once Russell Wilson had that strip sack fumble on the opening possession. Defensively, after holding up for their first 3 opportunities, they've kind of started to crumble, now giving up 21 unanswered points. The Broncos are completely crumbling. They do get the ball back to start the second half, so this is an opportunity for the Broncos to get back into this game. In order to do that, they're going to have to commit to running the football with Samaje Perine. Perine has shown to be the back that gives the Broncos the best chance to be successful in the run game. They've got to play better up front with the offensive line, and most importantly, Russell Wilson has to play better in this second half in order for the Denver Broncos to have any chance at this game. Right now, it just looks like complete and utter domination up front from the Lions. Both offensively and defensively, they are killing the Broncos in the trenches right now. There's got to be some big adjustments made by this Broncos team at halftime for us to have any chance at all to get back into this one. This isn't the first time that we've seen the Broncos come back from a big deficit like this after looking fairly incompetent in the first half. We saw it in Chicago. That was the game that really sputtered the Broncos getting back on track throughout their season. That was our first win of the year. I'm hoping that we can see a similar vibe against yet another NFC North opponent on the road, guys. Right now, Jared Goff is cooking against this Broncos defense. He's thrown for 2 or 3 first half touchdowns and well over 200 yards. He is cooking. All right, here's Marvin Mims ready to receive the second half kickoff. Jack Fox boots it away, and second half is underway. Broncos have to score on this drive. All right. Sean says our defense is playing way too much, which I totally agree with. Dan Campbell says he's preaching efficiency on both sides of the ball to his Lions squad. First down and 10 from the 25. Russell Wilson making a check at the line. First down, and they ride with Williams, and he lunges his way forward for maybe a 4-yard gain. Now they're going to give him 3, second down and 7. Oh yeah, Broncos are definitely going to have to pay minors. 4 punts and a fumble in that first half. Unacceptable. Second down and 7. Wilson under center. Troutman shifted to the right side. Play action for Russ. And they try to set up a screen to Williams, and it's blown up. Blown up in the backfield right there by big number 99 for the Lions. And that brings up third down. Or big 93, rather. Josh Pascal. Working on Garrett Bowles there. They're setting up the screen, and he just works Bowles back there, man. Not a great rep by Garrett Bowles on that one at all. Yep, Gabe makes a great point right there. PFF credits 70% of the Broncos' sacks this year on Russ. 3rd down and 12. Climbing the pocket and going deep into triple coverage. He gets the flag. Let's go.
All right.
Let's go. That might have woken us up. There we go. Pass interference. Marvin Mims. They just yucked one up into triple coverage. Alex Anzalone very, very obviously interfering right there. And that hopefully injects some life into this Broncos offense. Officials are still discussing it. Yeah, this is a lot of discussion for just a routine pass interference. And apparently there are 2 fouls on the play. Okay, cool. All right, 1st down Denver. Illegal contact declined. Pass interference, that one will be accepted, obviously. Spot foul, that's going to give Denver some good field position here. You got to get some points, man. Have to get points. Looks like the contact occurred at about the 25-yard line. Yep. That's what you have to do in those situations sometimes. Just heave one up and hope you get a pass interference call, and that's exactly what happened. Oh, it was actually a distorted perspective. It's at the 33. And P. Ryan for a couple. So they do utilize P. Ryan on that, and now he checks out, and it looks like Jaleel McLaughlin is going to check in. Williams and P. Ryan both on the sideline, so it's an empty backfield actually for Russ. 2nd down and 8. A lot of communication at the line. Russ fires over the middle, complete. Sutton breaks a couple of tackles. Cortland Sutton inside the 24, out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. Good job by Court breaking a couple of tackles on that one and able to move the chains there for Denver. Good job by Russ, kind of sidearm slinging that throw. Very nice job by Russ on that one. Navigated the pressure well. That's what we need to see from Russ more consistently in those situations. Near horse collar there from Alex Anzalone, but ultimately didn't pull him down. Russ is now 6 for 12 for 78 yards. Cortland has 2 catches for 37 yards. 1st and 10, Javonte grinding, surging, gain of 6. All right, much better looking drive so far. Knock on wood. Pirine needs more touches than Williams. Absolutely. That was something that we've been discussing quite a bit on this stream. 2nd down and 4. Got to keep running the ball, man. Just stay committed to it. Just stay committed. Play action. Russ floats it. End zone overthrown. Looking for Adam Troutman. Had a step. Russ overthrew him. 3rd down and 4. You cannot miss that throw, Russ. Come on, dude. You've got him. You cannot miss that throw. Damn it, Russ. 3rd down and 4. Not been a good game so far for number 3. Shift Williams shift Pirine rather to the left side. 3rd down and 4. Empty backfield. Quick throw. Russ, 1st down. Into the flat. It's little Jordan Humphrey. So on 3rd down, they work the quick game, and Russell Wilson is able to move the chains. But, man, that freaking should have been a touchdown to Adam Troutman. Nice job right there. Good effort by little Jordan Humphrey breaking that tackle. 1st down and goal now from the 6. Run, Pirine, diving, gain of 3. 2nd and goal from the 3. And you have to imagine this is 4-down territory here for Denver. Field goals don't do you a whole lot of good.
Allowed a red zone touchdown on 19 of opponents' last 25 trips.
Second down and goal. Wilson under center. Play action, floating it. End zone, Brandon Johnson. They're going to say he's out of bounds. Incomplete. Third down and goal. Russ floated that one to the corner. Let's see. One. No, he's out. Yeah, can't get his feet down. Third down and goal. No doubt this is 4-down territory. Give your defense good field position here if you don't get it on 4th down. Wilson, floating, end zone, caught! Touchdown! Little Jordan Humphrey! Climbing the imaginary ladder. He was tacked onto right there by Melifonwu, but little Jordan Humphrey just out-physicals him. That was a basketball-style play right there, man. He is tacked on him all the way, and Humphrey just goes up and gets it. Dude, that is a great job right there. Excellent effort by Humphrey. He catches it cleanly. That is the touchdown. Let's go, baby. And the Denver Broncos desperately needed that. They come out on their opening possession of halftime, after halftime, and finally get a touchdown. Broncos have life. And they're going to review it. See, ball moved a little bit. Ooh, that's going to be close. The ball did move a little bit. They're reviewing it. All right, let's see if they overturn it. The ball did move, but it looks like a catch. Oh, gotta mute. I'll scroll through Twitter as soon as they have it in the stadium. I'll have it for you guys. Oh, boy. But either way, man, if it's no good, it looks good to me, but if we all know ref ball, if it's no good, then you know they're going for it on 4th. If you can give your defense some good field position, give them an opportunity to score if your offense can't do it. Hey, man, penalty yardage or not, I'll take it. I don't care how they get it done. They got it done, hopefully, assuming this is indeed a catch. Broncos desperately needed that drive. It looks clean. There was a little movement, but I think he didn't. I don't think he ever lost control of it. It looks clean. They're gonna overturn it. They're gonna overturn it. Oh man, 4th down. Yeah, I thought it hit the turf too, but I didn't think he lost any control of it. It can hit the turf. It just, you have to maintain control. Apparently, they're going to say he didn't. So, yep, it's going to be overturned. Broncos offense is taking the field right now. That sucks. So, it's 4th down and goal. They're obviously going for it. Gotta have it. Gotta have it. Damn it. All right, let's see what Sean Payton dials up on 4th and goal from about the 3. Gah!
On rules analyst is Gene's territory. Gene, what did you see on this pass to little Jordan Humphrey of Denver? You know, Kevin, I felt like he naturally possesses the football airborne here. We know he has to survive the ground. When he tucks this with his right hand, I felt like he secured it.
I thought so too, but... Oh, let's go! They didn't overturn it! So they said on Twitter the offense was coming back on the field and it was going to overturn it. They said on Twitter, the reporters that are in the press box, but they end up letting it go. Touchdown, Denver. Yep. Because it did hit the ground. There's no question about that. But Humphrey never lost control of it. So clearly there was not enough evidence to overturn it. 3-yard touchdown. Russ is now 8 for 16 for 86 yards and a touchdown. Will Lutz tacks on the extra point. No problem. 21-7. Denver has life.
All right.
All right. All things considered, so I'll show you what I saw. These are the tweets that I saw. Troy Rank tweeted, looks like it will be overturned. Eric Dalala tweeted the same thing. Nick Kosmider, so like 3 Broncos reporters tweeted that. So that's what I was going off of. It is indeed good. It is indeed good. That's what I saw. Gabe says, looked like a drop to me, but I'm not complaining. But yeah, no, that's what I saw was, and that's why I said they were going to overturn it. Those are all credentialed Broncos reporters who are at the game. That's the advantage that I have during home games. Can we see the play? Let me see. It's probably been shared on Twitter. I'll show it. Sure. I'll have to pause it just so we don't get a copyright claim because YouTube's finicky about that stuff. So,
Wilson.
Play fake. I'll pause it right now for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds.
And it is.
There it is. That's the play. And it looked like he bobbled the ball. Right here, Dov Kleiman shared a video of it. So it looks like he bobbles the ball.
Excellent throw by Russell Wilson.
It hits the ground, but I don't think he ever lost control of it. So
Excellent throw by
they rule it touchdown. Exactly, Bobby. Across the middle, and Amon-Ra St. Brown is down at the 50-yard line. Broncos are just getting torched on defense right now. First and 10 from the Denver 49. Play action. Fires. Incomplete. Defense needs to get a turnover. Why is nobody paying attention to their best receiver? Definitely frustrating for sure, man. Amon-Ra St. Brown is the one guy you can't let beat you. All the other guys that they have, Amon-Ra is the one guy you cannot let him beat you. Second and 10. Goff working a little bit of a hard count right now, trying to get the defense to declare what they are in. They snap it at 1. Run it. Gibbs stuffed. DJ Jones runs into a wall, man. Great job by Jones getting penetration on that one. Goff needs to start throwing his interceptions right about now. Here's Vance Joseph, 3rd down and 10. If Broncos can get off the field here, it'll be huge. Cannot give up a big completion here. Keep everything in front of them. Make a tackle short of the line to gain. Or let them run the ball for a first down. To the right side, Jahmyr Gibbs. Oh, jeez. Gain of 10 off 3rd and 9, man. What a play call. It was nearly a face mask, too. Finally forced out of bounds by P.J. Locke, but not after Jahmyr Gibbs picks up the first down. So clearly the Lions saw some light numbers to the right side and felt they could run it effectively, and they did just that. And now they run it up the gut. A big run for Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs. First down and more. Jahmyr Gibbs stays inbounds, and he has got a first and goal at the 4-yard line. This is probably the kill shot right here. Now you're just desperate for a turnover if you're Denver. Ay, 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 ay. First and goal from the 4. Gibbs stuffed. Jonathan Cooper makes the play. Let's see if we can get a goal line stand. Second and goal.
On this drive, a catch and run, St. Brown at 25. Gibbs had a run at 34 and a run at 10 to put him in a goal to go here, Trent.
7.5 left to play in the third quarter. Russell talking things over with the quarterback coach, Davis Webb. Denver needs to get a stop. Second and goal. Play action. Goff looking, firing over the head of everybody, incomplete. Third down and goal. Holding him to 3 here would be huge.
They got it to line of scrimmage. They're trying to do a quick snap, so the Broncos couldn't make an adjustment. And with that quick snap, trying to throw some misdirection with the play fake and roll out to the left. But Denver's defense all over it, forcing the throwaway.
Third and goal. Goff, end zone, touchdown. Sam Laporta just out physicals Pat Surtain on that one. And the Lions are running away. 4 touchdowns for Jared Goff. Defense held on the first 3 drives, and now they've allowed scores on 4 consecutive drives. Badgley's extra point is good. 28-7. Yep, your defense has played terrible since those first 3 drives, man. Absolutely terrible. You actually get a chance there from your offense, and then you come out and you lay an egg on your first opportunity. That's bad defense, man. Defense picked a bad day. Yep, they have way too much firepower, man. This is the one game where you knew the Broncos had a strong chance to run into a buzzsaw, and now they have to be perfect in their final 3 games in order to make the playoffs. It sucks that the Broncos have backed themselves into this situation, but that's where they are, man. Detroit was pretty much always going to be a tough matchup for them. I even in the pregame, I picked Detroit to win this game, but to have Denver just come out and lay an egg like this is extraordinarily disappointing. Exactly, just like Gabe says, there is plenty of blame to go all the way around in this one. Russell Wilson gets some blame. The offensive line gets plenty of blame. The running backs get blamed. Sean Payton gets blamed. Defense gets blamed. Everybody has their fingerprints on this one. Just this is a good old-fashioned ass whooping. That's what this is. It is a good old-fashioned, the other team is dominating you in every single facet. Defense held well at the beginning, but they ultimately end up collapsing. Offense actually does their job there going out of halftime. I cannot complain at all about the offense coming into that first drive. But now, obviously, our defense, they're they're just in a position where they're dejected, they're down, and they gave up a critical score right there that more than likely slammed the door on a potential Denver comeback. PS2 looking like Mathis. I mean, PS2, at the end of the day, he's not the biggest guy on the planet. When you get him matched up on a massive tight end like Sam Laporta, that's what can happen sometimes. I mean, PS2 hasn't had his greatest day. I feel like ever since his injury that he suffered against the Texans, he's kind of struggled a little bit. But, Gabe says the D-line rotation really misses Benito, who's their ball of lightning, their speed rusher. I absolutely agree with that. At this point, the Broncos' edge rush unit has not stepped up to the plate in place of that, and our pass rush has suffered. Jared Goff has been way too comfortable. The Lions have the best offensive line in football outside of the Philadelphia Eagles. Again, I think they may even be playing a little better than Philly's O-line has been recently, so it's tough, man. The Broncos are just outmatched in the trenches right now. I expected it from the Broncos' defensive perspective, but I did not expect the Broncos' offense to really be dominated in the trenches the way that they are, and it's pissing me off. It is pissing me off. PS2 only has one interception this season. I mean, in fairness, it's because he's not targeted that often. Today, though, they've been actually picking on him quite a bit. Him and Fabian Moreau. All right, 1st and 10. 7 minutes left in the third quarter. Can Denver cut it back to a 2-score lead? Russ throws outside. Sutton makes a couple of guys miss and gets 8 yards. Champ Bailey had 18 interceptions between 2 seasons in an era when running the football was important. Fair. Very fair. Yeah, just like Dante says, interceptions are not a good stat to rank a QB, but that is also a fair point DH brings up. I know it's not perfect. PFF isn't perfect, but I do trust PFF coverage grades really for the best just on paper stat to grade defenders. 2nd and 2. McLaughlin slithering, and can he lower his shoulder for a first down? Looks like he's going to be short. 3rd down and maybe an inch. It was all the early 3 and outs that set us up for failure, but the run defense is awful, period. It's been awful the entire year. Again, even throughout this past 7 weeks, the run defense has been easily the biggest weakness of this Denver Broncos team. That and, obviously, Russell Wilson and the offensive line. Mostly Russell Wilson, sorry. I'm trying to be fair. I'm trying to be fair. 1st and 10. Denver has 75 net passing yards and 42 net rushing yards. 117 total yards. 21 Detroit first downs as compared to just 9 for Denver. That's pathetic. Russ immediately gets hit. He got it away to Troutman, and Troutman, first down and more. Adam Troutman inside the 40, and Adam Troutman will get to the 39. Man, how did Russ get that throwaway? Good job by him just to get that out. Oh my God. They fire off the edge right there from the nickel. He's virtually unblocked. I think Troutman missed his blocking assignment for what it appears. And then he's wide open in the flat. Wilson able to get it to him as he's getting hit on just a little floater. Great job by Russ, man. Great job. Not orthodox, but I'll take it. Russ fires. Oh, Lucas Kroll couldn't get it. Put up a jump ball for his tight end, and Lucas Kroll unable to go up and get it, man. I'm not putting that on Russ at all. That's on Kroll. Oh, he had it in his freaking hands and just got it knocked out by Melifonwu. So nice play by number 6 for the Lions right there, just to punch that out. Oh, man, that's a big missed opportunity. That was back-to-back good plays by Russ, honestly. Yeah, I mean, I almost feel like someone with tighter hands could hold on to that, but that was just a really good punch-out right there, and Denver's got to burn a freaking timeout. Are you kidding me? That is the one thing you cannot afford to do right now is burn a timeout. Sloppy, undisciplined, still. It's week 15. We can't keep doing this crap. Dude, you need those freaking timeouts. 4 minutes left in the third. You're still down by 3 scores. You're trying to dig yourself out of a hole. Sean is not pleased.
Starting the way they did at 1-5, but then losing by 50 points. You know, that's
Second down and 10. Jesus Christ.
you need to play complementary football. You need to pay attention to the details. You need to focus on every single day. You can't get caught up in.
Yeah, maybe someone with tighter hands would have secured that catch, but that was just a great play by Melifonwu to knock that throw out. Second down and 10. You just cannot keep burning timeouts like that, man. Dummy cadence by Russ. This has kind of been where our offense has operated at its best, is when Russell can get the defense, or can see what the defense is doing and get the offense into the right look. Williams, and that time it wasn't the right look. Javonte Williams, man, just, I think it's just time to pivot away from him at this point. Third down and 10. Obviously 4-down territory. Field goal does you no good. Third down and 10. Play clock ticking. They just get it away. Russ has some time. Russ fires, complete. Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy dances and gets inside the 25. Again, good job by Russ hanging in there. He initially had good protection. Just as it starts to break down, he spots Jeudy open and gets it to him as he's getting hit. Russ has been pretty solid on this drive. He's made 3 good plays on this drive. One of them didn't result in a net gain for Denver because obviously a good defensive play and Kroll couldn't hold on, but that's 3 good plays by Russ on this drive. First down and 10. Lions had 12. They should have got a flag. Oh, man. First and 10. That was nearly a delay of game. Russ just gets it away, and he's got Sutton breaking some tackles. Sutton lowering his shoulder. First and goal at the 9. And Denver is in business. Yeah, Gabe, Russ has actually had a pretty good drive. I think he's played well on this drive. Got to cap it off, though. First and goal from the 9. I don't hate a run here. I really don't. Float. Sutton. End zone. No flag. Cam Sutton on the coverage. So some Sutton on Sutton crime right there. Cam Sutton guarding Cortland Sutton. Oh, I don't know about that one. I don't know. Second down and goal. 4-minute and 46-second drive so far for Denver. Wilson fires. And McLaughlin fighting. Is he in? And they're going to say he's short. I thought he got in. He spun himself in, I thought. Let's see. He catches it. Lowers his shoulder into Melifonwu and then spins. Let's see. Does he break the plane? Ooh, it's close. I don't know if they're going to have an angle that shows it. Oh, that's so close. Regardless, it's 3rd and goal from the 1-inch line, but that is really close. No challenge from Sean Payton. It's 3rd and goal, half a yard to go. Let's see if we have a QB sneak. No, we don't. We have a pitch. Javonte lowering his shoulder and he's in. No, they're going to say he's down. They're going to say he's down. At the half a yard line, it's 4th down and goal. Sean is dialing up a play. Let's see, is he in? Touchdown! 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 I think he broke the plane before his knee was down. Knees down, balls at the plane. They're letting it go. Sean. Oh no. They gotta get it. Michael Burton. Flag is down. Burton's in, but a flag is down. And I think it might be offside on Detroit. Yep, they lined up offside. Or was it offensive offside? That's been called a lot recently. Oh! So I thought that Javonte Williams was in. They're going to say offsides on the offense. I don't see it. Where? They said the right guard. I didn't see Miner's helmet break the... Sean is not happy. 4th and goal now, backing him up to the 5, and they're going to go for the field goal. Oh my God, I thought that Javonte had broken the plane. Sean doesn't challenge it, he lets it go. Now 4th and goal. That's bull, man. Sean's fucking livid. Oh, and there's our first F-bomb of the day. Oh, he is pissed. Oh my God. What the hell? Nobody... Ah, that's a bad call. Dude! The helmet never broke the center's helmet. That's not offside! What the hell? Oh, Sean's yelling at Russ. But that's still not offside. Oh, Sean was screaming at Russ. I'm still pissed off, though, man. That's not freaking offside. Ooh, Sean's livid. Ooh, I wonder what that was about. Oh, man. I'm livid because that was... Oh, first of all, that should have been a rushing touchdown. I thought Javonte broke the damn plane. Whoever was telling Sean not to challenge that, just... Oh, my God. Second of all, freaking... Oh, my God. I'm so mad. I am so mad. Offside on the offense. Offside on the offense. That whole sequence is bull. That whole sequence is bull. I don't know exactly what Russ was, or what Sean was yelling at Russ for, but I'm not exactly pleased with how the coaching staff handled that situation. Then, obviously, Williams not getting... Ah! How is that offside?
Get home field advantage with the Xfinity 10G network. It's the fastest internet with ultra-low.
That whole sequence sucked. I don't even know why Sean was yelling at Russ. First it's Javonte, then it's the freaking offside.
So you can complete play after play.
Ugh! God!
With internet this powerful, you can tackle anything.
Can't blame that on nobody but the Broncos. Offside because our center sneezed. You tell me where the offside was here. Oh my God. And I'm not gonna lie, I thought he was in. I thought he was in.
That's everything you imagine, and then some.
I thought Javante was in on that. I seen. Oh my God. Sean Payton is livid. I don't know why he's screaming at Russ. He threw a challenge flag and it's not allowed. He screamed at the refs. McGlinchey came down from the line of scrimmage to encourage him to calm down, and then he walked up to Russ and screamed at him. I have no idea why he screamed at Russ. Bad sequence. He's screaming at Russ because he probably changed the play and he wasn't supposed to. Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. That's in!
That one I felt like he was short on. The other play that we had, I'm sorry, this is the play I felt like he was short here, fellas. If you watch this, I felt like the knee just hit down.
Oh, that's in.
The prior play, though, as you mentioned on air, where you felt like the leg was
So Sterator thinks Javante wasn't in, but Jaleel was. Meanwhile, here's David Montgomery gashing us for a 9-yard run.
tackle made by Harris, a gain of 7 right there to the 32.
Oh, God. Hell, I even thought Javante was in.
And then we saw
I am freaking pissed right now. 2nd down and 3. Denver should have 7 points on the damn board right now. Oh, my God, I'm pissed. And it looks like Detroit's going to take this to the end of the quarter. My God. Good God, man. Good God. You get robbed of 2 bleeping touchdowns. I'm so pissed off. I am so pissed off right now. That's so... It's bad sequence from coaching. It's a bad sequence just all across the board. I thought Javante got in, but Jaleel definitely got in. But... Fuck. Ugh. And there's number 2. Good God, man. It's a terrible sequence all the way around. Refs share blame there. The Broncos coaching staff shares blame there. Everybody gets some blame on that one. Oh, God. Why? I'm still curious why Sean's mad at Russ. The only thing I can think of is that he made a check that he shouldn't have made. That is the only thing I can think of here. Oh, my God, dude. Yeah, and again, the only thing I can think of, Kiko, as to why Sean was mad at Russ was that. That is the only thing I can think of. If anything, he should have been mad at himself for not challenging the Jaleel play. Same with the Javante play. Gene Steratore didn't think he was in. I thought he could have been in. And then, oh God, the offensive offsides, that's a bad call from the refs. Fucking hell. 3. That's 75 cents in the swear jar so far. Oh my God, I'm so mad. Oh, fuck. 1 second, guys. Sorry. Oh, wait. Oh, no. And first play of the fourth quarter, Jamison Williams makes an incredible catch, because of course he does. Fabian Moreau once again just gets out physical, but that's just an incredible catch by Jamison Williams.
Hobbles off the field. Unbelievable catch. Wow.
Well, we'll just see how much the Broncos wanted on this drive, and Williams was shaken up on that one. Set up now at the 46. Handoff. Gain of close to 5 for David Montgomery. The defense did not show up today, and my God, our front four is ass. Yes, it is. The interior has been ass pretty much all year long, and on the edge, you are missing Nick Benito something fierce. It's not just the refs, though, Dwan. Like, Sean should have challenged both the Jaleel run and the freaking Javonte run. Meanwhile, guess what? Another first down. David Montgomery up the gut. The camera cut it off, but they showed him just crossing the first down marker, gashing our defense for another massive freaking run. First down and 10. Dante says Miami game defense. This was always an opportunity, man. I mean, this team has always done poorly against the run, and finally we're seeing a team actually commit to the run, but even throwing it all over the yard. Oh, man. Oh, come on! How is that PI? They're going to get Fabian Moreau on that for pass interference. Oh, no, he's holding his arm. That's a good call. Dude! Fabian Moreau has been terrible in this game. Yep, he's holding on.
The conversation I had with Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator for the Lions, is talking about the depth he had at wide receiver. He felt really good about the depth of the wide receivers against the secondary. They know that Simmons is an all-pro.
Bloody hell, man. First down and 10 from the 25-yard line of the Broncos, and David Montgomery just continues to gash them up front inside the 15. Broncos want to hold. They're not going to get it. Run defense is trash. Fabian Moreau's been trash. God. Yeah, this defense is taking a big old dump in their helmets tonight. First down and 10 from the 12. Gibbs, toss play. Gibbs spins in. Guess what? Touchdown, D freaking Detroit. This game is over. 34-10, 12 minutes in the fourth quarter. This is a good old-fashioned ass-kicking. Our defense just gets completely gashed in the second half. They hold strong for 3 drives, and after that, it's just nothing but consecutive scoring. Oh my God, man. A good old-fashioned ass-kicking. This was my fear, Antelope says. The Lions would run all over us. It was my fear, too. It was exactly what my fear was. Good game plan by Ben Johnson. Terrible game plan defensively for Denver. And this is like a true wake-up call of a loss for the Broncos. They have to win out. That's the only way they're going to make the playoffs now is if they win out. They have to win every single game moving forward. Say it 20 more times, Gage. I got your back. I'll put cash in the swear jar. Appreciate it, man. Oh, my God. Yep, it's Jover. It is Jover. Yep, have a good one, DJ. Hopefully next week we're able to bounce back at home against the New England Patriots. That is a game that I will be at, of course, as all the other home games. Christmas Eve night. Really looking forward to it. It's a game that I'm definitely a lot more worried about now because of how our defense has been exploited, how our freaking offense, I will admit, offense has responded well, I thought, coming into the second half. Both of their drives have been really, really strong. Should have gotten 6 points on the board on their second one. I can't even really be mad about how the offense has responded in the second half. It was a really shitty start, don't get me wrong, but I cannot be mad at all about how they responded. But the way that this defense has completely failed to rise to the occasion outside of those first 3 drives is puke-worthy. It really is. This feels just like a complete domination. It is a complete domination. Yep, you're right, Janet. The Broncos just don't have the sufficient talent right now. They have a lot of heart, a lot of fight, and that's certainly a good thing to see, but when they run into teams like this, they're going to run into a buzzsaw. Broncos are looking more like the Los Angeles Chargers against the Raiders. It's not that bad. I mean, the freaking Chargers, they were down 42-0 at halftime. But that's not a good settling prize for us is, hey, at least we weren't the Chargers this week. At least we won't be urinating trees lol cow of the week. That's all by default going to go to the Chargers. But, geez, man, this team has been terrible. 3 backup quarterbacks, we can win out. We absolutely can, and on paper, we should. But the way this team is played right now, you've got to have some concerns about it. You think Russell Wilson having a kid is having an impact on his play? You could argue it would have more so in the Chargers game because that's literally the day Sierra gave birth. Like, apparently Sierra went into labor right after the game. So you'd almost think that it would have more so done it on the Chargers game. We need to get to 24 at least. Come on. Start to think the league is more innovative nowadays because these coaches are out coaching Peyton. I mean, not in the last few weeks. I mean, hell, Peyton's out coached some of the best coaches in the league, like Andy Reid and Kevin Stefanski. I feel like Peyton's actually done a really good job of that. I mean, he's been out coached certainly today, but Lions are just that much better of a team. Let's just be honest here. Oh, no, the defense has been awful today, Dante. They've been absolutely terrible. Meanwhile, Russell Wilson gets caught from behind after a very short game, second down. Of course I watch Urinating Tree. He's one of the best sports YouTubers out there, man. I watch all the clickbait sports guys. Second down and 9. Fires over the middle. What a catch. Lucas Kroll diving grab. What a nice job. Just wanted to make sure it didn't skip the ground. Looks like it didn't, so that's a first down. Yeah, the one positive of the week is that we're not going to be urinating trees lol cow of the week. 1st and 10. Quick throw, then it's batted. Alex Anzalone coming off the edge, gets his hands up and knocks that one down to the ground. And Mike McGlinchey is injured. Oh, he got rolled up on by, looked like Anzalone. And he's up. 2nd down and 10. Russ can't run. Those fat boys run him down. Yep, that's something you wouldn't have seen from Russell Wilson even 3-4 years ago. 2nd down and 10. Wilson gets hit, just yeaves that one up. It's incomplete. Looking for Judy, who had to come back for the football. The hit definitely affected the velocity and trajectory of that throw. 3rd down and 10. And you have to imagine that Detroit might light him up again. They're down in 10. 11 minutes left to go in the fourth. Russ yucks it up. Looking for Mims. Oh, did he go up and get it? I think he did. They're going to say he caught it. Marvin Mims with an incredible catch. Very nice. Gain of 35 yards. Oh, they're going to say he was out. Incomplete. And foot 1 down. Foot 2 is clearly out. Bummer. Can we bench Russ and call Joe Flacco? Gotta be honest, this loss isn't even all on Russ today. I thought Russ did a great job of bouncing back in that second half. 4th down. I can't even be mad, quite frankly, about Russ's second half. His first half was terrible. Trust me, man. Joe Flacco. Oh, Joe Flacco. He's played well for a couple of weeks, but you can't imagine his high level of play is going to sustain itself, and the Broncos are just content punting this thing away. I gotta be honest, I don't think Joe Flacco's been playing quite as well. Uh-oh. Yep, Tremon Smith ran into him. Oh, and it's getting ugly. Gabe says, second half doesn't excuse the first half setting the tone and putting us in a hole, but that's my opinion. Certainly. Certainly. We lost this game as soon as we landed in Detroit. It's easy to move the ball when you're down 21-0 or 28-7. True. And granted, on one of them, you needed a pretty big penalty from the Lions. Yeah. Should go for it if they are going to score, even if they're a star on their own one. I mean, they should have gone for it, but whatever. I mean, this game's donezo at this point. Broncos are just content getting out of here and getting on the plane back to Denver. Sean Payton livid on this. Okay, so we got my guy Dermeyer doing the Lord's work here. He's in Detroit, and he's got some sideline footage here of Sean Payton. Let's take a look at this sequence. I've got to mute this so we don't get a copyright claim. But let's check this out here because Sean Payton.
Detroit Lions and Kroger would like to welcome a very special guest. Serving in the Coast Guard for over 30 years, he was the 8th Master Chief Petty Officer of the Coast Guard, the top senior rank, enlisted leader, and principal advisor to the Commandant of the Coast Guard, and the Secretaries of Transportation and Defense. Routinely standing before Congress and the Commander-in-Chief, he was responsible for the well-being of over 45,000 active duty, reserve, and civilian personnel. Throughout Columbus' career, he earned many honors.
I'm assuming this is actually the offensive offside.
Distinguished veterans by the Department of Veteran Affairs.
Oh yeah, this game's over, man. It's gone.
The nation's highest military peacetime recognition for performance of duty. With honorable service to our country, a true patriot, and defender of our
Oh, this is after the fair catch. Yeah, man. I think that says it all for just the tone on the Broncos sideline right now. We need a quarterback that's going to give us some kind of hope for the next decade. Problem is, the Broncos may have played themselves out of potentially getting one in the draft. And that's the one unfortunate downside to the Broncos going on this streak. I'm glad that the Broncos turned their season around. I'm not saying I'm not, but at the end of the day, man, it may have ultimately hurt the Broncos long term more than it helped them. Goff, arm hit, incomplete.
The Lions rookies tonight, Gibbs with 2 touchdowns, one by land, one by air, and Laporta with 2 touchdown receptions. And those two have combined.
Do you want a quarterback that can also play defense? Don't get me wrong, man. This defense was a problem today, but throughout the entire course of this 7-game winning streak, this defense has been the reason why this team's been competitive. They have to address some pieces on the defense, don't get me wrong, but to say that the defense has been the problem for this team is just a grotesque falsehood. It's not true.
I'll tell you something else that's happened to the Lions tonight. They had 10 explosive plays of 15, 20 yards or more.
What's our playoff chances look like now? Essentially, the Broncos have to win out. If they win out, they still actually have, like, strong odds to make it. Like, they're almost guaranteed to make it if they win out, but they have to win out. And I'm a little more worried about them doing that now after the performance that they had today. I worry that the Patriots could come into our house next week and maybe make them look like a weakened unit. I worry that they're going to make Russell and the offense look about as bad as they've been today. I'm worried about that. I worry about the Raiders because of how frisky they've been throughout the course of this season. Obviously, what they just did to the Chargers. And hell, even the Chargers aren't a fair, easy outing because they're going to be with an interim head coach. Brandon Staley's no longer there. So, Broncos can win out, but I'm worried they might not. So, yeah, we'll do the simulator during the post-game show, Bronco fan. Don't worry. We'll pull up the simulator. Fair catch. Mims is going to let it go. Short punt. Bounces inside the 40. We need a better O-line and better quarterback play, certainly. And here's the thing with the offensive line, Broncos country. There aren't that many upgrades that can be made. I think the Broncos next season will most likely be trotting out the same 5 guys. They will most likely extend Lloyd Cushenberry. Mike McGlinchey, financially, they are stuck with through next year. There's no moving on from Mike McGlinchey. They owe him too much guaranteed money, so he's going to be here pretty much no matter what, unfortunately. Sorry, guys. Mike McGlinchey is going to be here pretty much through next year. Ben Powers, same thing. He's been mostly solid. Tonight, not as much. Garrett Bowles will probably, or he'll definitely be here. He's obviously under contract. So I really feel like this is probably going to be the same 5 guys on the offensive line next year, regardless of who the quarterback is. Sean Payton is a good coach, and he didn't yell at Russell Wilson for no reason. This ain't the first time he screamed at him. He's declining fast. These guys are bigger, faster, and stronger on defense, which is very true. It is very much true. Again, man, there's just a lot of conversations that need to be had about Russell Wilson moving forward. But tonight, the defense laid an egg, and that, in my opinion, is the biggest reason why this team lost. Gabe says we need a better running back, sadly, and I do feel like that's a position that will be addressed in the draft. Running backs are virtually a dime a dozen. So any opportunity you have to draft a running back, I feel like you take. Even if you have your established guy, just because of the volatility of that position, just how easily guys get hurt. I feel like even if you have an established running back, keep adding hay to the barn and keep drafting running backs. It's the smart way to go. Ezekiel Elliott is going to have a day. I don't know, man. It depends on what Zeke shows up. Patriots, no doubt, will see this game, and they're going to have a very similar approach committing to the run game, but it is Ezekiel Elliott. It depends on what version of Zeke's going to show up that given week. First down and 10. 9:18 left to play. Perine's in the backfield. Wilson goes underneath to Perine, and Perine lowering his shoulder close to the midfield stripe. Mark him down to 49. Hey, Vaughn, you're not being an ass at all. I think everyone's just frustrated right now, and rightfully so. This is a gut-punching loss for the Broncos that really shouldn't have happened in this fashion. It's dejecting. It really is. Meanwhile, nice throw there. Complete to Jerry Jeudy. Just a quick little strike, and Jeudy is slow to get up. Jeudy is flat on his stomach. Now he gets up. And he's not happy. It's like he kind of took a shot to the shoulder right there from Kirby Joseph. Gabe says, we struggle with the more shifty running backs. I think we can stuff Elliott. I think so too. I mean, we struggle against like the Brian Robinsons, the Jahmyr Gibbs, those kind of guys. I mean, even David Montgomery's kind of gashing him up the middle, though. I try so hard not to dump on Russ, Gabe says. Same, dude. Same. At this point, I'm pretty much ready to move on from Russ this offseason, no matter what happens, even if the team makes the playoffs, which they still very much can and honestly most likely will. First and 10 now from the 22. Russ outside and a drop from little Jordan Humphrey. I'd say Russ is slightly worse than mediocre. Russ is not a long-term starting caliber quarterback. He's, at this point in his career, kind of one of those fringe starters that you have to have like a very ideal situation around him in order to win. Yeah, A-Chain and Mostert as well. Or A-Chan, sorry. First or second and 10 rather from the 22-yard line of Detroit. Wilson flushed right. Wilson complete. Humphrey fumbles the ball out of bounds, but that'll be a completed pass and gain of 9 for Denver. And Kirby Joseph, or number 30, is a little slow to get for the Lions. I'm not sure exactly who that is. Humphrey, I don't think he quite got there. It's Khalil Dorsey.
Yeah, and on that replay, you couldn't really see what happened. See him limping a little bit. Good to see him get up and walk off on his own.
He should have just gone with the Eagles. I don't know what he saw in Denver. I mean, clearly the Eagles are happy with what they ended up with. I think what he saw in Denver really was just the opportunity to kind of resurrect a down franchise and be the center of attention in the city. Russ is going to keep it on a read option, and it looks like it might have just been actually a bad exchange. I'm not sure what happened there, but Russ lunged forward and got close to the line to gain. They're going to spot him a little short, 4th down. Oh, it was a read option, and he did keep it. He just had to slither his way out of some trouble there. P. Ryan, 4th and 1, and he's got it and more down near the 1-yard line. 1st and goal. Broncos trying to window dress it and make the score a little more respectable. Wilson, QB sneak, tries to take it himself, and he is in. Touchdown, Broncos. So Denver cuts it down, and Russell a little gimpy after that. Looks like he may have tweaked an ankle, maybe.
Well, that's just the 6th rushing touchdown of the season for the Broncos. And as you said, Kevin, half of them are by Russell Wilson.
That's ridiculous. 3 rushing touchdowns on the whole year.
Extra point try here will come from Will Watts. Holder is Dixon.
Lutz up, good. We were the only ones dumb enough to try to let Russ be a pocket quarterback.
Broncos have scored on 3 of their 4 second half possessions.
Yep. Yep, offensively, the Broncos haven't been too bad in the second half, but it was really an epic collapse on defense, man. Yep, after holding true on their first 1, 2, 3 possessions, it was touchdown given up, touchdown given up, touchdown given up, end of half, touchdown Denver offensively, then touchdown given up, field goal Denver offensively, touchdown given up, then punt Denver, punt Detroit, and now touchdown Denver. I'm not blaming this game on the offense entirely. In the first half, though, they put their team in a bad situation, down 21-0. Russell Wilson had a killer fumble on the first play of the game where he should have just eaten it and taken the sack instead of just tried to yeet it forward. He left the ball exposed instead of just double clutching it and letting it go and just taking the sack. That's on Russell Wilson, that opening drive fumble. Yes, it's bad pass protection, but Russell just has to know when the play's dead and double clutch the ball and just make sure whatever you do, you don't turn it over. And then obviously the second sequence, they should have at least gotten 3 points on the board on the first sequence. And the second sequence was the one where Adam Troutman should have gotten a helmet-to-helmet penalty. And that should have extended the Broncos' drive. And then after that, man, they ended up, let's see, they gave up another punt after that. Yeah, man, it just offensively hasn't been good enough. Yeah, and then on the third drive, Russell Wilson ended up taking a bad sack on 3rd down and 13. The run game, I felt like, wasn't utilized to the Broncos' advantage in the first half. The play calling wasn't great offensively in the first half. The pass protection wasn't great. Russell wasn't great. The receiving core wasn't great in terms of getting open. The defense held strong on their first 3 drives and then collapsed after that. So everybody, and I mean everybody, has their fingerprints on this loss for the Denver Broncos.
Maybe Gibbs will break down all the playoff implications from today's terrific triple header on NFL Network. Now, the onside kick perhaps here?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. You got 3 scores you've got to get under 7 minutes.
Onside kick recovered by Detroit. 6.5 left to play. Detroit now just looking to bleed the clock. First down and 10. Handoff. Gain of a couple. Even the onside kick was horrible. They lose to Chicago, but we can't beat the Lions. Broncos just laid an egg today. That is a Broncos beat themselves more than the Lions beat us, man. Fort NC says defense got exposed. I'd say in the second half they definitely did. First half, I mean, they were holding strong on the first 3 drives, and then things started to come off the rails for them after that. And that was after the offense couldn't get any points after the defense held on 3 consecutive drives. So in the first half, I want to say your defense has to get help there, but in the second half, your offense did give them help, and they still came out immediately on their first possession and laid an egg. They allowed a score. Yep, 3-1 now against the NFC North. Couldn't take care of business as far as a divisional sweep of the NFC North is concerned. David Montgomery. We needed to score early when the D was still stiff. Yep, absolutely, and they didn't do it. It all started, man, with that fumble on the opening drive. That changed everything. It gave the Lions good field position. Granted, Denver got the stop. They held 3 times, but the momentum it was gone. Lions playoff scenarios. If they win and Seattle loses to Philly on Monday night, they are in. 2nd down and 5. And again, guys, the short answer for the Broncos' playoff hopes, they win out, they're in. That's the only way they get in. Broncos cannot afford to have another stumble. If they lose one more game, they're done. 2nd down and 5. Pitch, Gibbs, inside the 20 to the 17. Clock continuing to run. 4 minutes and 45 seconds. Detroit looking to add on yet another score. And we have a clock stoppage. Sean Payton takes a timeout. That is Denver's 3rd and final timeout. We got Jarhead Jaw saying it started when you don't shore up your defensive line and make silly choices at right tackle. Ding, ding, ding. What do we have for him, Johnny? Yep, this team got exposed in the trenches today. They really did. Which, if any, would you say was our strongest game so far? I'd say it was last week against the Chargers. At least it was the most complete game, I'd say. Other than that, maybe Cleveland. Montgomery up the gut for 2. Clock just continues to run. Denver now out of timeouts. They cannot stop it. Detroit is just now looking to get out of here. Yep.
Since they beat Kansas City, and they got that win, and Pat Surtain talked to us about that. He said, listen, that kind of got us rolling. Like, not only did we believe beforehand, but then all of a sudden we beat Kansas City, and then they got on a roll.
179 yards rushing given up.
Number 7 seed
We only put up 24 on a team Vegas put up 63 against. Fair enough. I just thought overall, just in terms of the complimentary football, that was probably our most complete game. But there really isn't a true win out there for this Broncos team that you can say that they dominated in every single facet. They've had to win ugly virtually the entire year, and to their credit, it's worked. They're heading in now 7-7 after starting out 1-5, but this team still has things that they have to work on if they're going to be a legit contender long term, and it's going to all start off with solidifying the defensive trenches, figuring out what you're going to do on the offensive line, because, again, you're basically stuck with the same 5 guys that you have, assuming that you bring back Lloyd Cushenberry. And so you just have to figure out the quarterback position up front on defense. You got to get a second boundary corner. You got to get a true starting caliber tight end. This Broncos team still has some holes that they have to fill. All right, Vaughn, you have a great night, man. Good to see you. Sorry the Broncos laid an egg tonight, man. Yep, and Dan Campbell's going to pop a timeout right here. It's 4th down and 2. Again, if the Lions get a first down, it's over because Denver no longer has any timeouts. Oh, man, guys. So we'll be live for the post-game show right after this game is over. We're not going to waste any time with that. Gabe says, I hate the Russ trade so bad. Imagine adding 2 first-round players and 2 second-round players to this team. Yep. At the end of the day, you would have had to have hit on those players, but still, it would have made all the difference in the world, man. I wholeheartedly endorse the trade for Sean Payton. I really do. And in essence, obviously, one of those first-rounders kind of washed out with the Bradley Chubb trade, which I also feel like was a good trade. But, yeah, that trade for Russ, man. Dante says they need a true quarterback. Problem is, where the Broncos are going to be drafting this year, they're probably not going to find one. Meanwhile, Sam Laporta scores yet another touchdown, and the Detroit Lions continue to pour it on. 2 minutes, 21 seconds left. It is now 41-17. Oh, Dante said we need a true outside linebacker. Sorry, I had a little icon blocking that. I couldn't see exactly what that said. I thought he said true quarterback. A true outside linebacker. Yeah, you need a true 3-down pass rushing edge rusher. Also somebody who can play the run better. Nick Benito was our best pass rusher coming into this week, and him not playing today, I feel like made a massive difference. Hopefully he's able to come back on a bit of a long week. There's Teddy Bridgewater on the sideline, former Broncos starting quarterback who announced that he is going to be retiring at the end of this season in order to pursue a career in high school coaching. Let's see if the Lions get another opportunity here if Teddy maybe gets onto the field against his old team. You know, this one probably feels really good for Teddy. Also, Graham Glasgow, another former Bronco that's on this Lions team. So, those guys both feeling good, no doubt. Yep, last time we played the Lions, we did crush them. That was at home, and it was a much different Lions team, man. A much different Lions team. And ironically enough, Broncos starting quarterback in that game was Teddy Bridgewater. Here's Mims. Two minutes and 15 seconds. I'd rather have Locke and Fant and all the picks back myself. Locke would not have been here long term. He would have already hit free agency at this point. And now Jarrett Stidham is making his Broncos debut. It looks like Sean's pulled almost everybody. 18 of 32 for 220 and a touchdown. Stidham hands it off. Javonte Williams. Yep, they did indeed take Russ out. I'm okay with it, too. There's no point in keeping Russ in. They're just going to run it a few times and get out of here, man. 2-minute warning. 2nd down and 6. Detroit now set to head to 10-4 on the year. Denver Broncos will drop to 7-7 in a position where they will need to win out in order to make the playoffs. At least Locke can throw over 225 yards. Fair, but he'll also turn the ball over 3 times in the process. 2nd down and 6. And Williams, 1st down. Clock will continue to run. Yep. 2nd loss in 2 months, man. 2 touchdowns and an interception last week. He also put the ball in harm's way at least twice that I saw. Should have probably had 2 additional INTs. Yeah, man. I wanted Locke to work for the longest time. I held out hope on Locke a lot longer than a lot of people did. But it was that Bengals game in 2021 where Teddy Bridgewater got injured. That was the game that you knew Locke wasn't the guy. I can't believe how they make mediocre players like Goofy look elite. Yep, Broncos ran into a buzzsaw today, guys. That's exactly what happened. It was a good old-fashioned ass-kicking. Pirine toss. 1st down, and... Yep, looks like there's a delay, so that is it. So, Denver Broncos officially lose to the Detroit Lions 42-17. Fall to 7-7 on the year. And again, in a position where they have to win out. That's their only chance to make the playoffs. All right, guys, thank you so much to everyone who tuned in. We will be live in just 1 second for the post-game show. Before we dip out of this stream, guys, if you could just do me a favor and leave a like on the stream, I would really appreciate it, as well as subscribe and ring the notification bell if you have yet to do so for the channel. Helps tell YouTube's algorithm to push us out and helps us get seen by more and more members of Broncos Country, just like you and me. A gut punch of a loss tonight, Broncos Country. We'll be breaking it all down in the post-game stream. See you guys over there. And until next time, guys, I'm your host, Gage Madrid.